Good morning, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of NDB Media's Sports Talk with the Guys, home of the Monday morning quarterbacks on Saturday. Yes, it's that time, ladies and gentlemen. Hide your kitties, hide your little babies. We are trolling the digital AIRWAVES. Join us as we discuss the latest world in the news of sports and review events of the past week. No fantasy sports here. As you know, we keep it real, well, as real as we can. And as such, we kill brain cells. We just might be the purveyors of the zombie apocalypse. You have been warned. We are repetitive and redundant. We have no peers. We are the internet's ongoing traffic wreck. No need to get on a freeway. Don't even play with traffic. Don't even look at Google. You will find us on the internet jamming traffic everywhere. It's what we do. Hell, we carry more water for sports than even Depends can handle for seniors. Of course, I'm the Scorekeeper, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Today is April 9th, 2022, and what a glorious time to be alive in the world of sports. Baseball is back. What a wonderful opening day. Although a shortened opening day schedule, but it was still a wonderful holy day of obligation, being able to do what I do, and it's just absolutely fun. A lot of baseball to watch on opening day. A lot of stuff going on yesterday. Let them play was the tagline not too long ago. And boy, are you letting them play. Now it's time to just shut up, deal with it, learn the new contract, and just take notes, and you'll get to it next year. It's just the way it is. Good morning, folks. You can follow us. Of course, we're on Facebook. We're on Twitch TV. We're, of course, on YouTube. We need the likes. If you're watching us, please, it is time. Whichever channel you're watching us on, we need a like. We need a bit of love. We're trying to get 100 on everything, and that will allow us to manipulate the address on the particular item. We don't need it on Twitch TV. We already have it. Facebook, of course, but YouTube, we need some likes. We definitely do. So thank you. And if you feel it in your heart, or you feel like just haven't done a good deed, you can always give us a little bit of love. I really resent having to do this, but you know what? I've got some co-hosts to support right here. As you know, we don't earn anything on this program. We do it because we love sports, and it just is what it is. But if you feel like giving us a little bit of love, right there you can find NDB Media on Patreon. Let us know which program you watched. As you know, we have many programs here on the network. So, hell, we're just going to get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, today, the weather right here in hell, otherwise known as Pomona, California, it's only 61 degrees. It's going to get to 87. Going to be an overnight no of, that might have been a Freudian slip. Forgive me. An overnight low of 55. Boy, I wish I were somewhere else, but that's all right. We have 37% humidity, 29.81 inches of visibility apparently and allegedly is 10 miles because the sun will be coming up in about 24, maybe 23 minutes at 6:27 a.m. Pacific time. It will set at 7:17 p.m. I should remember not too long ago, it was dark at 5 o'clock, but again, neither here nor there. The wind is going to the south. Well, that's what my gauge says. It's pointing down. 1 mile per hour. The dew point is 35 degrees. UV index, of course, at this hour, since we don't have sun, is 0 of 10. And the moon phase is a waxing gibbous. So thank you, everyone who is joining us. Let us know who you are and where you hail from. And join the misery. As I mentioned, if you already missed it, I'm the Scorekeeper. And yes, dumb bastard started off 1-0. So I'm really happy about that. Quick look at the events in sports. Back in 1925, Babe Ruth was rushed to the hospital today. Why? I actually don't know, but that's what was breaking news today. So go figure. The History Channel didn't have anything on sports today. So in 1945, the NFL requires players to wear long stockings. I'm surprised we didn't have a football team called the Long Stockings, but we probably did. I don't know. So, hey, look it up. Back in 1969, Chicago club Billy Williams hits 4 consecutive doubles to beat the Phillies 11-3. That's kind of neat. Back in 1981, Los Angeles Dodgers, Fernando Valenzuela's first start. He beats the A-holes 2-0. Today, back in 1981. Wow. Not too bad. Actually, he was made rookie. He did earn rookie of the year honors that year. And the first day of Fernando Mania took LA by force. And backing it up a little bit, or no, it's a movie through history. Back in 1982, the Los Angeles Lakers blocked 21 Denver shots, setting an NBA regulation record game record at the time. Back in 1985, I believe I saw this one. White Sox pitcher Tom Seaver starts a record 15th opening day game. Back in 1987, for the third time, Wayne Gretzky scores 7 points, 1 goal, and 6 assists in the Stanley Cup game and passes Jean Bellevue as all-time scoring champ. Not too bad. Remember this one? I do. Back in 1989, Mike Tyson strikes a parking lot attendant when asked to move his car. What an a-hole. And, of course, in 1989, while he was still a Yankee, Rickey Henderson steals his 800th career base in New York's 43 loss to Cleveland. They were bad in 89 and 90. They started to come back around in 91, but they were the worst team in baseball in 1990. I remember that. It was horrible. Back in 1990, Don Mattingly of the Yankees signed a $19.7 million 5-year contract with the Yankees. It was the richest contract at the time in Major League Baseball. Wow. Back in 1997, Major League Soccer announces Miami and Chicago expansion. And, of course, in 1997, the NFL announces it will give $3 million to CFL and possible World Classic Bowl. See, what's happened since? Nothing! But at least they got the money. Hey! Morning, Aisha! Good morning, and everyone, thank you for joining us. Morning. What a glorious morning, don't you think? I tell you, it is, and it's awesome. And let me see. This is for you already. Oh, I already got a little bit of love. Thank you. And, of course, it is from Aisha. Gracias. I'm sure I could bastardize that, but I'm going to stick with that one. So, let's see if I can get one for you today. Aisha, this one's for you. I haven't checked it out. I'm just going to go with number 21. Why was Cinderella such a poor football player? Why was Cinderella such a poor football player? Her coach was a pumpkin. That one might have hurt. Oh, I think my diverticulitis is taking effect. Oh, that one was personal. Anyway, we're going to take a look at the schedule upcoming in the world of sports. NASCAR, Martinsville this weekend. IndyCar, Long Beach. And in Formula One, Melbourne. That's on the 10th. NASCAR is on the 9th in Martinsville, as I mentioned. Looking ahead, the USFL debuts week 1 down in Birmingham, Alabama. I think it's Alabama. I don't think it's Mississippi. It's Alabama. But I don't know why I said it that way, but I said it. USFL week 1. The regular week will end June 18th. We'll have the playoffs for the USFL, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm really jazzed about that. Really, really excited. Just can't get there quick enough. In 2 weeks, Aisha, I will be higher than you are. Absolutely higher. I will be at a latitude that I haven't even taken the measurement on. I will be in Alaska. I really getting excited. It's the only thing that's keeping me through these final days of tax season because I am spent. Absolutely spent. I said, oh, really? I thought it was because she has glass slippers. It's all right. I'll take it. As you know, in honor of Major League Baseball, starting up, finally getting an act together. Well, starting up. I'm not going to say they got their act together, but one of my favorite baseball jokes of all time. It's called The Scotsman's First Baseball Game. Sorry, Aisha. They're the lads to the north of you. A Scotsman moves to the USA and finally attends his first baseball game. The first batter approached the batter's box, took a few swings, and then hit a double. Everyone was on their feet screaming, "Run! Run!" The next batter hit a single, and the Scotsman listened as the crowd again cheered, "Run! Run!" The Scotsman enjoyed the game and began screaming with the fans. The fifth batter came up, and 4 balls went by. The umpire called walk, and the batter started his slow trot to first base. The Scotsman stood up and screamed, "Run, you bastard! Run!" The people around him began laughing. Embarrassed, the Scotsman sat back down. A friendly fan noted the man's embarrassment and leaned over and explained, "He can't run. He's got 4 balls." The Scotsman stood up and screamed, "Walk with pride, laddie! Walk with pride!" No. Well, this is the United States of America, so I imagine there are a few illegal toxins, but it is what it is. So, folks, if you missed our program, The Professionals, it was on Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. You will find it on this channel, of course, on YouTube and Twitch TV. Of course, Big Dawg was there as well as Almighty, and we had a wonderful program discussing the latest news. There might be an issue that we missed, and we're going to discuss it when my co-hosts arrive, but we'll see. We'll get to that one when they do arrive. Do I have? No, I do not have specific baseball history. On April 15th, next Friday, of course, is Jackie Robinson Day. As you know, Jackie Robinson made his debut with the Los Angeles Dodgers, being the first black player to play in Major League Baseball. Sanctioned, allowed, whatever you want to say. Any pejorative probably works, but it was the first time. And changed baseball forever. For the better, I believe. And it was good. It was a long time in coming, but in some ways it was quicker than in many other places. But it happened, and it was wonderful. And Jackie Robinson went on to have a wonderful career. So that is April 17th. 15th, Jackie Robinson Day is celebrated throughout baseball. For those that know and don't know, the player number 42 has been retired by all teams. No one is able to wear that number now. And when the retirement took effect, there was one player that was still wearing number 42. And if you can come up with it, you got to do it quick. Give you a hint. He's in the Hall of Fame. And, okay, I'm not doing obscene gestures, but it's right there, the Yankees. And you can tell me. If you don't know the answer, well, I should have some music playing. Should I? Can I? Will I? Should you? Will you? Okay, there's some guy on the internet that does something akin to that. Let me see. Let's see what this does. I might use that one for your thinking one. Now, that's called Feeding the Ducks into Space. Maybe. Daydreaming. Lo-fi. Night driving, what I used to do with Uber and Lyft. That might be it. Let's go to acoustic cinematic. Let's go back to Feeding the Ducks. I'm unable to dance. I have no rhythm. Although I am 3% Bantu peoples, I have no rhythm whatsoever. As evidenced by the fact that someone purchased a drink for me and I didn't know what to do with it. It's going to go down as one of my Waterloos. No. So you know the answer? Mariano Rivera, number 42. He was the last player to wear the number 42. So, once again, Jackie Robinson's number has been retired. It's for some years now. And it is Jackie Robinson Day throughout Major League Baseball on April 15th. So that day is upcoming. On the 17th, we have NASCAR Bristol coming up. And then, of course, on the 18th, the NFL begin the off-season workouts already. Wow, that's crazy. On the 22nd, it's the last day of restricted free agents for the NFL. And Formula One is going to be in Imola. And NASCAR is going to be at Talladega on the 24th. The NFL draft begins on the 28th and moves through Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what the April calendar looks like. A lot of stuff going on in the world of sports. Looking ahead, lots of racing, any majors. As you know and don't know, of course, yes, I will admit it. A lot of people have been asking me. Apparently, we have the old Nightmare Hunter page. It's gone inactive at this point, but it's still there. But I guess it shows up under the profile I created for it, Royer Noriega. And it has a birthday date of March 15th. And I was receiving birthday wishes. And no, thank you. It's not. All I'm going to say is it's on the 21st of April, the first day after Hitler. A lot of my coworkers thought that I was lying, that my birthday was really on the 20th. And it would somehow be some synergistic match because it was on that birthday. No, it's the day after, man. It would have been terribly amusing had it been that day. Oh, I would have lived with that one all my life. But it's all good. We have NASCAR happening on June 12th, which is a day that I will be looking at sports as well. So I look forward to that one. And, yep, they did. Oh, did I see that the LA Lakers screwed up their season, says Aisha. They lost an important game, or so I heard. They've been eliminated. It's done. We talked about it on Monday night, and the very next day, they just flat out blew it. I think they got blown out. So, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game will be on July 19th, which is the third Tuesday of the month. So, go figure. In August, MLS All-Star Game, Minnesota United. And let me see, NFL opening day, of course, is September 8th. College opens up the weekend before. And then I believe the World Cup. Yes, and I've already requested these 3 days off. Of course, we have our Thanksgiving holiday this year on November 24th, and also for a few others on November 25th. But the World Cup is out there, I believe, in, is it Dubai or Bahrain? I don't remember. But that one's going to begin on the 21st of November, and I've already taken those days off. My coworker and I have done so, and we're looking forward to it. 4 weeks of FIFA World Cup play. And the United States is on the verge of qualifying. They may have already, but I did not see that. But yes, the Lakers are done, and it is over with. So, taking a look, I did not pull up that one. Link. I don't know why. Oh, yes, I did. I apologize. I did pull that one up. A quick look in the land down under in NRL play, or National Rugby League, in the Telstra Premiership Round 5 on April 7th. The Sea Eagles really lame-based the Knights 30-6. The Warriors edged the Cowboys on the 8th, 25-24. Also on the 8th, the Roosters by 4 over the Broncos. They scored 24. Did the Roosters. Do the math. The Storm almost doubled up on the Raiders, 30-16. And in full-time play, wow, this was earlier in the day for them because there's like an 18-hour difference. The Rabbitohs did double up on the Dragons, 24-12. Eels edged the Titans, 26-20. And I believe today, local time at 11:05 p.m. Pacific time, the Sharks visit the West Tigers. And tomorrow at 1:15 a.m., again, Pacific time, the Bulldogs visit the Panthers. So, in the Telstra Women's Premiership, the grand finale, or the grand final today, at 8:30 p.m., the Dragons and the Roosters. Really good stuff. So that's a quick look at NHRL. Of course, there's quite a bit of talk about Tiger Woods. Looks like he's going to be joining the Nationals, but right now, at the Augusta National Golf Club, it is the Masters. So April 7th through the 10th. You can ignore what I just said. But anyway, here's the leaderboard. Scotty Scheffler is 136, -8, followed by Charles Schwartzel, 141, tied with Shane Lowry, Hideki Matsuyama, Sunjae Im, and following, they're all at 141. And the next ones are at 142. The next four, Harold Varner tied for 6th. Harold Varner the third tied for 6th. Cameron Smith, Kevin Na, and Dustin Johnson coming in at tied for 10th. Quite a few. Danny Willett, Colin Morikawa, Joaquin Niemann, Corey Connors, Wilt Zalatorius, and of course Justin Thomas, all coming in at 10th. And then you got all the other people showing up a little bit later. So that's a quick look at the NHL. Are the women playing? We'll check the LPGA right now. Let's see where they are. Nope, not this week. Last week they were at the Mission Hills Country Club Dinosaur Tournament course at Rancho Mirage. The winner, of course, was Jennifer Kupcho at -14 or 274 strokes, followed by Jessica Korda, -12, 276, and then Pia Babnik, -11 at 277. So those were the top three. And then the next were tied for 4th. There were a lot of them, and a bunch of them tied for 8th. But doesn't matter. They didn't win, so who cares? In the NHL, let's take a quick look at the standings, at how the season is going right now. Let me see. We're going to take a look at this at conference standings. So, right now, early in the season, in the Eastern Conference, Philadelphia has 13 points, followed by New York at 10, tied with Atlanta 10, Chicago at 9. Columbus has 8, Orlando 8, Toronto 7. DC is 6, tied with Charlotte and Cincinnati with 6, and tied with 4 points, New York City, New England, and Montreal. And, of course, Miami is bringing up the rear. And, of course, you know why we refer to Miami as Miami, because there's a town in Oklahoma that, when it comes to English, Miami. In Spanish, Miami. I'll repeat again. English, Miami. In Espanol, I just said Spanish, but give it the accent. Miami. In Latin, Miami. In Yerman, Miami. In Klingon, Miami. But out there in Oklahoma, it's Miami. So to be sensitive to those that are trailing the pack, we acknowledge them and are cognizant of their existence. It's Miami. In the Western Conference, LAFC, 13 points, followed by Real Salt Lake, 11. The LA Club, the Galaxy, is 9. Austin is 8. Dallas also with 8. Colorado 8. Houston 8. And Minnesota 8. These are points, remember. Seattle and Nashville are tied for 7. Seattle, Nashville. I'm looking at a map of an imaginary map of the United States. It's the same conference, the West. Seattle way up there. Nashville way over there. And that's land of Dixie. Wow. Kansas City is coming in at 6, tied with Portland. And Vancouver is 4, and San Jose is 2. That's a quick look at soccer right now. And we'll see. So, want to welcome everyone who's watching us. Once again, let us know who you are and where you hail from. We'd love to know who is sharing in the misery on this Saturday morning, April 9th, 2022. So, we're doing fairly well this morning. And the man of the hour, he makes it happen. The great one, the improbable one, Almighty.
Right.
How are you? What's going on, young man? Whoa, hey.
Not much.
How you doing, man? What's up, homie Claus?
Doing fine. How you doing, Roger?
I'm doing better. I have had a lousy week and a half. Don't get me wrong. I am busy. Tired. I'm exhausted, and wham. So
you're almost done, aren't you?
Yes. As far as tax season, yes. And we already have our first update. We'll get to it right now. Thank you. We have not our honorary online reporters, but our team reporters, we'll call them. And there it is right there. Everton 1, Massachusetts United 0. Everton now 4 points up from regulation, while the loss makes it almost impossible for Manchester United to qualify for the Champions League. Wow. Thank you for the update. Coffee, you are the man. Folks, it was opening day, as I mentioned earlier. It was a holy day of obligation. So I made sure to take the time and enjoy baseball on that day, but I had a little bit of time because 2 or 3 games were canceled due to inclement weather. I texted my local barber, the one who does this, and I sent him a message. Hey, you have any appointments today for a haircut and a beard cut? He's like, yeah, 4 p.m. I'm like, well, the Yankees aren't on, so who gives a rat's ass? All right, took care of it. An hour later, I feel as if the weight of the world has been removed. Oh, I do feel lighter. Rather lightheaded, maybe, but lighter. And speaking of lightheaded, sorry, Almighty. Speedy! What's up? Oh, there goes the voice.
What's up, guys? What's going on up there?
There he is.
Well,
What's up, Speedy?
how you doing, young man?
Good. So what have you guys talked about so far in the last 30 minutes?
Well, I've been doing what I do, waiting for you guys to show up. Just talking about the standings, general. I haven't really hit any major subjects. I did admit, Speedy, that I did screw up. The professionals, actually, I enjoyed the professionals once again. Almighty and Big Dawg being there. But we did miss a major subject, and I think we're going to get to that early, and I did comment about that. And it had to do with some of the hiring practices in the NFL. So we'll see. I don't know if Almighty already has a direct connection to that article right now. I've got to fish for it. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
You are a fish. Good morning, Alicia. How you doing? What the hell am I looking for? Oh, yeah, I know what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Almighty and hell. It doesn't get much better than that. The Astros lineup does look nasty. Whole infield hit homers last night. Well, good for them. The Astros do have quite a bit of talent down on the farm. This team's going to be good for a while. It's just, still have a bad taste in the mouth because there's still players that were on that team that cheated. We did talk about that on Monday night. This subject never dies, but there's no need to belabor it anymore. So, Speedy, good morning. What would you like to get to before we get to that first one that Almighty's trying to find for us?
Well, he does that. I actually have baseball-related news while he gets that other baseball news ready. The moment that you had posted in the messenger about the Nationals being in their game, I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'll turn that on. And not even in 45 minutes later, an injury a guy gets hit in the face, and then the benching cleared, and I was like, oh, here we go.
It did look bad. I'm going to see if I can get that one right now as to what Speedy is referring to. I should be able to take a look at it, and we might be able to play the video. Of course, it will not have sound to it. But, yes, this happened on Friday.
All the ones I've seen on YouTube all have sound, believe me. So you'll be able to.
Yeah, but my system doesn't work that way because it's that.
Okay.
But what happened the night before, if I'm not mistaken, this would have been Thursday night, the Nationals hit 4 Mets batters. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but yeah, they hit 4 of them. And one of the Mets players was looking to lay down a bunt, and the pitch came up and in. And the video is ugly. And yes, thank you for that again, Coffee. The Yankee manager got her first win. Congrats to her. Yes, congratulations. And that is good. There it is. Of course, they're communicating with each other in the chat room. So There's a little bit of commentary. Could you get that one posted in the link so we can click over to it, Almighty?
It's already in the chat room.
Yeah, I cannot click
What happened?
on it. I'm not able to click on it in the chat room. But yes, there it is.
Oh.
There's a link.
Never mind.
Not at all. It's all good, young man.
I thought
There.
I went to the wrong place as usual.
Yeah, you did. I don't.
Nah.
Hey,
I was like, I can't click anything.
hey.
He's
Where
all
is
good.
it?
Good morning, Gridiron Girl.
Where did
So
it go?
yes, I'm actually I was not able to log in. I was delayed, and I'm gonna do that right now. So forgive me. I've got to get my passcode for Major League Baseball TV, and I've got like 3 million passcodes. So forgive me.
Well,
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because I got a message on my phone from Metro that I can have the app for free and watch
Take
baseball
it.
all the time, which is a $139 value. So I'm like,
Yes.
I'd rather take free any day of the week better than $139.
I have Spectrum here in Los Angeles, which means I get the Dodgers and I get the Angels. And with Major League Baseball TV, I get everything else. And
Right.
it's really good. I'm really happy with it. I think I could have had it for free as well through T-Mobile, but it doesn't matter. I already have it. It's done. I'm committed. I don't really take it back. But let me see. I believe I'm in, relatively speaking, and I'm going to see if I can find that. It's not a highlight, folks, but it's what happened. Yeah, here it is, folks. I'm going to see if I can set it up and we'll play it. Obviously, I'm not going to have any sound, but you'll be able to see it for yourself. And let me see. I could possibly share the screen. Oh, good. There is a commercial that's going to start up in a moment. So I should be able to time this.
Probably an Arby's commercial, which I don't want to hear about because we don't have Arby's anymore up here.
There it is. Look.
Yep.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can clearly read his lips.
Uh-huh. Here come the vengeance. I saw this live when Almighty posted it, but it was like 45 minutes later. I was like, oh. I guess me and Almighty were watching the same game. Ooh, yeah. See, that angle right there is the angle I saw on a second clip of YouTube.
Okay, look, again. Folks, if you go to the very beginning of the video, look at the picture. I don't genuinely believe it was intentional, but judge for yourself. I've always said you can tell based on how the picture reacts, and it to me, look. I just don't think. Yeah, he was trying to bunt the ball.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and that image you can read Buck Showalter's lips.
Yeah.
It was clear what he was saying. Folks, it was bad. He was trying to bunt the ball, Aisha, and it happens. I mean, I did it once. The guy was trying to bunt the ball, and I was already going up and in, and instead of bunting, the bat flew, and he was on his pants, or his pants pocket, as they say. And the guy glared at me, told me some stuff, and I'm like, dude, hey, I was throwing up and in, up in. I wasn't trying to give him a bow tie or anything. It's just you got to keep him off the plate, and the guy was trying to bunt. The pitch wasn't that hard or that fast, so I think it was more theatrics than anything else. Dude, when you're going to bunt, you're giving yourself up, and you're committing. You're in a defensive position, and when that pitch is coming in, unless you've had it happen, you really don't know how it is. So it sucks. I don't believe it was intentional, but 4 Mets players were hit the day before. Showalter being pissed and the Mets being pissed. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
What were your thoughts on? Well, I know you've already said some things, Speedy, but what were your thoughts on that? Watching it live, I did not see it. I was busy here.
Well, watching it live,
Having my pocket get fat. Thank God.
Fat pocket.
Finally, it's finally getting fat.
Watching it live, I didn't even pay attention to the pitcher at first. In real time, it was just like because everybody's like, "Oh my god!" And normally we've seen batters immediately reacting to like, "Oh, you hit me in the face. Okay, then I'm going to come up there and I'm going to hit you in the face with my fist." But I guess he had no time to do it. I mean, like I said, in the third way they showed the slow motion, you're clearly seeing him get hit in the face, so he couldn't get up and defend himself anyways. No, here come all his teammates, here comes Schultz, and, well, like you said earlier, you can clearly read his lips.
Yeah, Aisha, it was fast enough, man. It was 89 miles per hour. Now, here's Scorekeeper being a dick and noticing all the little things on the side. Look at the video. Okay, there it is. It's 89 miles per hour. But being the stats people that they are, look at this down here. Francisco Lindor, hit probability 24.75. I mean, look, I know what they're talking about, but man, does that suck. It's like 24.75. The poor guy got hit. That looked like 100%, but I understand. Remember, it's the pitch type, the bat, the setting, everything, but I still think it sucks. Hit probability, that should have been changed to a 100%. But he was doing 89 miles per hour. It sucked, folks. I mean, there's really no other word for it. I think it's more circumstance than anything else. But moving forward, we already have some bad blood in the game. And
For sure.
To be some exciting stuff. Almighty, I think you were able to see that imagery. You know enough about baseball. What are your comments on that one?
Ouch.
Yep. Yeah, it sucks, folks.
Well,
he got hit. He got hit hard.
Yeah, what?
I have to say that
I'm having trouble getting that.
I've only played ball a few times with my friends, but some of the ESPN guys were comparing it to NASCAR Scorekeeper, where wind has a probability to play a factor in the game, just like in the NFL, when they're like, "Oh, well, let's go for a field goal," but then they're like, "Well, the wind blew the ball the other way, and that's why we couldn't score a field goal. It was the damn wind." Do you think the wind was a factor with this hit?
So anyway, Almighty, would you comment on that question? Because I know Speedy's not asking the question. It's these idiot commentators, and I think that should tell you my answer right there. The wind had a factor in this. What the hell? These stupid millennial broadcasters. Oh my! Hey, did the controller give the twitch so the batter, GTA physics?
Did he hit the AB button?
I guess this would be MLB physics. Come on, the idiocy, the jackassity. I went to breakfast with a few guys, my classmates again, the other day, and I forget what happened, but I went on a rant and I raised my voice, and people laughed both at what I said and then at me because of the audience. Because I said, I'm not going to entertain such level of jackassity. I said it out loud. And I could tell because I was in the middle of the restaurant. It was a smaller restaurant. And people, what? I know they were listening. They're like, what? And they laughed at it, and then they laughed at me for butchering English, of course, because it's a made-up Scorekeeper word. Actually, it's a made-up Roger word. Jackassity, assoistic, those are 2 Roger words.
Yeah. Okay. And they're probably going, "Oh, those stupid Latinos can't speak English." but I know better. Hey, I put a link to that NFL thing in your chat thing on Facebook. I couldn't do anything with it. I don't know why, but if you can put it somewhere, that's cool.
You're good. I'm going to put it in the private chat, And I'm doing that now. Thank you, Almighty. So, Speedy, if you want to take a look at it. Folks, this is something that we did not touch on the professionals. And I'm going to go to the article. I'm going to read just a few items of it. Then I'm going to have Almighty jump in on this one to be the lead, because it is something that I know he looked at and it was worthy. It's something that as soon as the program was over, we were like, damn it, we missed one. And we did. We should have talked about it.
I forgot about it. I had it loaded up, and I thought that'd be perfect for the professionals. And, well, time probably ran out anyway on it, so.
Yeah, and folks, I have to apologize to everyone. I promised everyone that the professionals would be a 30 to 45-minute program. Not even close. We talk about a lot of stuff, and we're doing some real heavy-hitting commentary as well as deep thinking on this one. You can't accuse us of doing that here. Whoa, I didn't say sports talk with the guys.
Yeah, I was going to say that was going to be an oxymoron, but
it is an oxymoron.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get to it right now, and then again, Almighty lead us up on this one. But folks, this was an article that did debut later in March. It was decided that all 32 NFL teams will hire a minority offensive assistant coach for the 2022 season. Part of a series of policy enhancements announced Monday to address the league's ongoing diversity efforts. Ongoing. The coach can be, quote, a female or a member of an ethnic or racial minority. You realize how many people they bitch slapped in that line? I'm counting 3. But anyway. Close quote. According to the policy adopted by NFL owners during their annual meeting, and will be paid from a league-wide fund. But the one team already gypped the rest of the league, so I guess they're getting free labor. But that was on the Nationals. Not the Nationals. Sorry, on the professionals. So the coach must work closely with the head coach and the offensive staff with the goal of increasing minority participation in the pool of offensive coaches that eventually produces the most sought-after candidates for head coaching positions. Wow. Quote, it's a recognition that at the moment, when you look at stepping stones for a head coach, they are the coordinator positions, said Pittsburgh Steelers owner Art Rooney II, the chairman of the NFL Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. And you do know the Rooney Rule, which really was a groundbreaking rule in and of itself. And the Rooney Rule is this. When you're in line for a coaching position, and I believe it applies to all coaching positions. And my co-host will... Okay, there it is. I was going to say they're going to backstop me on this. But at least for head coach, they have to interview minority candidates. And in this case...
I believe it's just head coaches, but I could be wrong about that. But you never hear about, they have to bring in I never heard of something. Well, they brought in their minority for the offensive coordinator, so it always seems like it's the head coach, and they very rarely get in. But
And speaking of very rarely get in, what happened, Speedy? Hi, Speedy, we lost you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, both figurative and literal. Hi, Speedy!
Oh, he left again.
Okay, we hear you. Well, I guess he can hear us. But anyway. All right. Anyway. He's clicking away, that clicker. So thank you for that, Almighty, because I'm not certain myself on the rules of that. So some teams already have a coach or coaches in similar assistant roles, which will count towards the program. NFL Chief Administrative Officer Dasha Smith said, but the requirement for all teams represents the first hiring mandate in the history of the Rooney Rule, named after Art Rooney's father and designed to elevate minority hiring at all levels of the league. And folks, you got to give it to Art Rooney, the former owner of the Steelers. If you look at what they did, they gave opportunities to many people. They didn't consider it minority. The Pittsburgh Steelers, and I may get commentary on this, but the Pittsburgh Steelers were ahead of the game for a long time. they didn't care who it was. They interviewed, and if they felt you were a good candidate, they would hire you. Didn't matter the color, the ethnicity, whatever. And because of what Rooney would do, or the Steelers, the rule was named after him, which is a wonderful, wonderful remembrance. That he didn't go after minorities. He went after the best talent. And oftentimes they could be minorities. That's a wonderful legacy and remembrance. That with him and the team, it wasn't an issue of who you are. It's what you bring. That is a cool thing. So, Speedy, are you back there, pal?
Yeah, I'm back. I'd lost communication with you guys for a while, and that's why you guys saw me looking all weird at the camera, like, what's going on here?
Well, we were able to hear you, so we heard you clicking away. You were a clickmeister.
Yeah,
we did.
I figured that was the case, but I couldn't hear you guys after I only made it with you through,
Oh, you made it with us.
through like all the parts about the offensive coordinator job, and then after that, I'm like, what's going on? Because then I had to click back over to StreamYard and figure out why I couldn't hear you guys all of a sudden. So I'm like, well, let me just finish the page.
It's StreamYard's fault, and I have to blame someone. Claudia, you're fired! It's Claudia, my assistant, poor girl, my poor assistant. She is the Billy Martin of Jedi.tax and /NDB Media. One weekend, I fired her 5 times. The poor girl wasn't even here. So it's been an ongoing joke. Actually, she was talking crap yesterday when my clients were here. And the clients did speak Spanish a bit. And everything was going well. But then I think there was a bit of a familial connection on my side. And they were talking to her. And she goes, oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. He's probably going to fire me again. And they're like, what do you mean? Oh, yeah, he fires me a lot. I was like, wow, I'm sorry. Executive management. Oh, my God, I actually said that. Executive management has to have a scapegoat. Remember, if you're able to resolve problems, you're a good supervisor. If you already have someone to blame, you're a candidate for upper management. So I don't have someone to blame. I take action. That makes me senior management. So, well, in one weekend, I did fire her for 5 times. I think I'm up to, let's see. Oh, and it was so funny. She was talking yesterday. She goes, oh, no problem. I'll just contact HR and we'll file a grievance. So she was really funny about it yesterday. It was cool. It was one of those great moments that it would have translated in any language. I wish I would have recorded it, but you just don't have those moments. She was really cool about it. I don't make it through this year without my assistant's help. She's been indelible and incredible in helping me get quite a bit of stuff done this year. So I'm really, really happy and grateful. But she is NDB Media's Billy Martin. So, Billy Martin was famously fired 5 times by George Steinbrenner. And one of them, he hadn't even played the season yet and he got fired. Go ahead, Speedy.
Right. No, I'm just going to say there's a funny wrestling vignette I'm going to send you later after the show. That just reminded me of that. It's funny. You'll like it.
Fair enough. But a return to the subject, and I apologize. Whenever I think of my assistant, I always get distracted. There has been progress in some areas, most notably with general managers and defensive coordinators. But there were only 5 minority head coaches in the league. Commissioner Roger Goodell said in February that the league fell short of its goals during the 2022 head coach hiring cycle and pledged to redouble efforts this offseason. So, I really don't understand why they say 5 of 32. If you want the league to look like America, 5 head coaches of 32 is 16%. And if you look at the numbers of America, I believe that's I'm not going to say it's statistically right on, but methinks that's the population ship. But I don't understand what their hiring goals are when they say that they did not reach it. I don't know if that's just boilerplate language that they put in to make the argument seem better. Folks, if someone says, "Did you do something?" you say no. You don't say unequivocally no. Oh, without a doubt. You just say no. But when you start filling up with filler words, why?
Unless he's doing a 500-page report, he doesn't have to use filler words.
Yeah, I agree. So Roger is now the Captain Bligh of business. Well, I am Palpatine. I do go by that, and I've been referred to as the benevolent dictator. So it may not be a new thing. But in addition to the offensive assistant coaching mandate, the league also added women to the language of the Rooney Rule at all levels. It will now read that women and or people of color can satisfy the requirement to interview 2 external minorities for top positions, including head coach. Women are not required to be interviewed, but they are now included in the fulfillment process. I genuinely don't know what that means. You don't interview them, but fulfillment?
I didn't either. I read it a few times trying to get through that verbiage, and I just couldn't. I'm like, okay, make up your mind. But yeah.
It is possible that a team could interview 2 white women for an open head coach position to satisfy the Rooney Rule, and then make a hire without ever interviewing a person of color. But from the practical standpoint, Rooney said that is unlikely. Okay, folks, that is okay. That's not yellow journalism, but I don't appreciate the way they said that. You as a reader should be able to infer what's in here. When they have to resort to that, I'm not going to call it colorful language because I just don't remember what it is, but I am offended by the ignorance in that article. It's very clear what they're talking about, and if you have to use that imagery, I think you're just starting a fight. But I don't know. I didn't get a chance to include the big dog. I'm so sorry. I know he was driving, so hopefully we'll have him join us in just a moment. There he is again. I'm here! Morning, big dog!
What's up, big dog?
How's it going, guys?
Oh, did you just wake up?
No, I've been up for a while.
Hey, big dog.
How's it going?
Not too bad.
Aisha is, well, glad you could make it, big dog. Morning, she says.
Hi, Aisha.
Coffee says that he's offended by mandates involving private businesses. Well, it's the league itself, which is a private business or a private entity, which is mandating. This is not on a federal or state level. This is the league policing itself. So that adds clarity to the minority rule and what happened. And as I mentioned, Almighty did bring this up before the professionals, and after he did say, yeah, we did miss this one. I was like, yeah, we did. So, Almighty, some of your comments on this mandate?
Well, first off, why does it have? I guess why does it have to be a rule that to make people or companies look at minorities? That's the sad part. That they need this kind of a rule. That they still, but I don't know. To force them to hire a woman. I mean, that means, or a minority. That just means they're going to be competing with each other, and I don't know. It's going to be interesting. And I don't know. We were talking about this before, that there are coaches already in the pipeline to move up. They're already there. I think we talked about that a month ago, right, or so, where there were African Americans and other minorities, being offensive coaches and stuff, and they're in the pipeline. So it's being done. They probably want more head coaches, but then they have the minority head coaches suing them now. So I don't. And I kind of like what they're doing, and in some ways I don't. But anyway, so it's an NFL will have to go along with it. Forcing. I don't know. I guess I don't know. That's what I'm saying is that why do we need a rule to actually hire minorities when it should be common sense and it's just calling them out for racism. They agree that they have a racism problem. So to fix this problem, we're gonna make the white man boss hire minorities so we can come in, so we can get minorities and satisfy cancel culture and other diversities. So we'll see how it goes.
Before I get to Speedy, there were two good comments. Whether you agree with them or not, Coffee did say clearly, I'm not offended, but I think it's dumb to mandate it. Should there be more minorities? Of course, but it shouldn't be mandated. And you did see his comment before, which I highlighted. And then Aisha mentions, I find this kind of rule can do more harm than good sometimes. We have the experience of hindsight, and I cannot argue that, Aisha. Yes. Folks, I live in America, duh, and I've benefited, but I've been hired many times by what some people would say white America. I've been hired by minorities. I've been hired by many different people. And yes, I'm certain people will say I have an advantage due to my complexion. I prefer to it that I've always said, if I get the interview, I'm getting the job. And I've always felt that. If I can get the interview, I've got it. That's why whenever I have an interview and I don't get the job, I actually get pretty damn angry because I'm like, well, what the hell do you want? But that's besides the point. I have been fortunate. So I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, well, look, I'm a minority and I've done well. Look, I believe most people are trying to get the best individual. In some places, it's not true. So a mandate is required. How else are you going to fix it? I don't know. Speedy, your comments, and then we're going to go to the big dog.
Well, so this is how this is always. Well, they think in their mind, the NFL is like, well, we've never had this problem before. We've never done anything like this before. Well, that's because they haven't actually looked at other businesses. I mean, going back to my retail days with Safeway, customers and everybody were like, wait, she's the manager? Yes. We promoted her. She's the night manager. She's in charge. A woman? Why do you have a woman here? And then, of course, other staff was like, I'm not taking orders from her. I'm like, yeah, you are. We made the decision. This is the direction we're heading. And people were like, but a woman, they don't know what they're doing. And I'm like, yeah, I used to think that too. So.
I will tell you that I have had difficulty with all managers, whether they be male or female. And it doesn't matter to me what ethnicity. If they're stupid, I'm going to have an issue with them. And my problem is I don't bite my lip for very long, and it's gotten me in trouble. So I'm not going to say you saw my post on Facebook this week. Common sense is a beautiful theme, which I have none. So I readily admitted it. Big Dog, we're talking about what happened late in March that the NFL mandated that you have to hire a minority in the offensive position. Whether it be female, they added female for the first time to the minority. So that's what we're commenting on because Almighty said we missed it on the professionals, and we did. Go ahead, Big Dog. I know I didn't have much time to prep you on that, and I apologize.
I agree with what Almighty was saying, that it should be common sense, but then we all know, just like you said, common sense isn't a big thing in ownership usually. The best person should get the job, whether it be male, female, white, Latino, black, Asian, doesn't matter. But to actually put it down on paper, especially the part about having to have a female, it's good and it's bad. What if the female there is not a female out there that is good for the position in that particular team, because every team has their own agenda on how they're going to be doing things. So to be forced to hire someone just to fill a mandate, that's the part that's wrong. So, I mean, we'll wait and see, but, you know, and I, like, you know, you and Speedy have been in retail all our lives. I never had a problem with a woman as long as she knew what she was doing. I never had my attitude has always been, you can learn something from everyone, whether they're a crappy manager or a good manager. You learn from each one of those, even the crappy ones, because usually you learn what not to do.
Right.
So I've never had a problem with a female in charge, you know. But that's just me.
No, I hear you. And retail is a wonderful petri dish, folks, because if you have anywhere near the skill and drive, you can make it. And both Big Dog and I can name 2 or 3 managers that were female in our area, and they were good at what they did, and they were. Period. I forget the name of the manager that was in Montebello at the time, in 134. Oh no, sorry. I think that was 204 in Montebello. I forget her name. She was sharp.
Yeah, 204. That was Miranda's ex, wasn't it?
Ooh, see, I never knew all that stuff, but I guess so, yeah. So, I forget her name.
She was kind of a bitch, though.
Ooh, I wonder why I got along with her then. But anyway, I did learn a great deal from her, and I was genuinely surprised. So, there were other people that were male; they just sucked. But from her, I did learn. I should have used the word surprised. I just took it as, wow, I was called over to work some shifts, and she took the time to not only meet me, but just allay any questions that I had, and I thought she was a good manager. So, Aisha says, Roger, can I ask you this question? Would you dumb down your expectations of an employee just to make a quota? Okay, Aisha, damn. Okay.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
What's going to suck in this Rooney Rule is they're going to hire people. Everyone knows they're going to be hired under the Rooney Rule, and you know the crap that they're going to have to take. They may be qualified, they may know, but they're just going to event. The players are going to be what they are, and other coaches and others are going to say, you're the required hire. Shut your mouth. You have no opinion. They're going to ignore them till they have to prove themselves. It's going to be very difficult for them. So,
I think that might be the case in newer up and coming people that you've never heard of. But like Almighty said, guys or people that are in the pipeline already, and if they get a job now, a very small percentage are going to say, "Oh, you're just here because of the Rooney Rule." The other people that actually know football are going to say, "You know what? I'm glad this rule helped you get your job because we know you know your shit." So guys that are already in the pipeline, this is going to help them. But maybe some newcomers that you're going to be like, "Who the hell is this person?" And that they may get the idea, well, you're only here because of the rule. But guys that have been around for a while and they get the job, then I don't think they're going to get much flack because the players know them also.
it's Aisha. Yes, you're going to have to dumb down your expectations of an employee just to make a quota at the very beginning, because a lot of people are still going to bite. They're not going to bite, in my personal experience. And I think teams are going to be hard pressed at the very beginning to hire. But as soon as it loosens up, I believe they're going to have enough candidates that are actually going to try now. So, but here's the thing, folks. Offensive coordinator, I thought you had to make your way up from the other coaching spots to get there. Now they're going to come in right here. I would agree with Coffee. When you have to mandate something like that, it can create problems. But to answer your question, Aisha, in the simplest sense of the word, yes. That's my experience. As a business owner, as someone who's worked in the government, someone who's worked in the private sector, when there's a quota, you get what you get. Your expectations do drop. I'm sorry. It just happens. But eventually you get someone that will show up and you're able to hire people of caliber. But at the very beginning, circumstances, you may not have anyone, so you're going to have to dumb it down. Look, I have to hire two different types of people. Those that have experience as tax preparers. Why does a tax preparer want to work for me? It is very rare, so it's very difficult. So the other people I'm hiring are the ones that have an innate interest in doing what this is. I asked someone yesterday, I found out, she's my client of 6-7 years, that she was doing taxes for a new client of mine. And I'm like, what? You've been doing tax for how long? And I told you, you've been cheating on me? But it was a funny conversation. And I told her, I'm not going to mention her name right now. I said, but you've been doing taxes. She goes, yeah, but they're simple. They're real easy. Yeah, and you've been doing them. I am looking for people that want to prepare taxes. So I may have a future one. So I am limited in my field. I'm very limited. So I have to use the Kansas City Royal. I have to use the California Angel way of bringing people aboard, cultivating talent. And I'm hard pressed, Aisha. I think this is the longest answer that may have muddled everything I said before. But for me, it is very difficult to hire people. And I'm always on the lookout. I'm listening for key phrases. With their accounting backgrounds, I have about 10 accountants. They don't want to do taxes. And it frustrates me. I'm like, what the hell? You're in the business. But they don't have. But I'm an accountant.
No, taxes is beneath them.
Probably. But to go back to what Aisha had said earlier, I feel like we've gone back in time, ever since 2018, where they're like, well, okay, I guess we can hire this woman. And she, we all ran that story. Remember back in 2018, where she became just a coordinator for the 49ers, and then she gradually moved up, and I think she's now a special team coach for the 49ers. If you guys remember that.
Yes.
So, yeah, but I just think it's also strange, too, that Aisha would mention that why would they have to mention, all these other things? What is your background? Do you go to church? Because if you go to church, then you can't work and be at church and do all these different things. It's like, why are we going back in time to the 1950s or something like that, where you can't do this and do that? And I'll do the short version answer about her quota question, which is, some people have to be hired in order for others to be fired, which was the case years ago with a kid who thought he knew everything about retail, who had only I've been training for 3 damn days, and on the third day he just pushes me out of the way, and I go, the hell do you think you're doing? Oh, I got this. Like, but then he freaks out the second, goes, hey, you broke my groceries. And then he goes, the customer yelled at me. I go, welcome to the real world. And then there was another incident when I didn't know where all the kids were at, and I told all the checkers, I go, where's my kids at? They go, oh, night crew sent them all to the back, and I go to the back, and all the kids are back there with night crew, and they're actually having the kids mess with the compactor. I'm like, no. All you go back up front. And they go, but so-and-so told me. I go, forget what they said. I'm in charge. And they were like, we were just messing around. I go, come on, you guys are night crew. You know better than that. You can't physically have them operate the compactor when they're not of age, not old enough. They get their fingers and their hands chopped off. We're all in big trouble, and we could all get fired. And night crew was like, all right, we won't bother the kids anymore.
Forgive me. Tony, good morning, Tony. I'm so happy you were there on
Tony's
opening
there.
day. Yes, he said sorry he's late. Attended that epic Tigers home opener. What a game it was. Yes. Wow. Really good stuff. Celebrated until 3 a.m. I found my barber, Tony. That's who I found. I appreciate that, man. I actually do feel a bit better. Just because, and I'm going to try to maintain it as best I can now because I'm going to Alaska and I don't want the beer to freeze when I'm up in Alaska. So
Yeah, same here.
When is the last time you shaved, boy?
Last week, literally last week.
Yeah, last week, last year, whatever.
2017.
Yeah, there it is. Oh.
Okay, yeah, I see where this is going.
Aisha made the comment of, would anyone take notice of someone who they think jumped the line when they see longtime workers being passed over because of ethnic or gender reasons? Oh my God, yes. That is typical, what they call water cooler conversation or line conversation. Oh my God, yes. I was part of that. I think the big dog was in retail, and I'm sure Speedy was as well. And in my current job, it's like, yes, whenever a position opens, you're always going to have everyone comment. This isn't stiff upper lip United Kingdom where we keep comments to ourselves.
No.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
So
True story.
yeah, it is what it is. They'll take notice and they'll never let it go. They will never let it go. So Coffee says, I was going to the Twins opener, but I'm old and a wimp. It was too cold. Yeah.
Sure, Coffee.
Yeah. So I think we've got quite a bit of comments in there. I want to give a few shout outs to the likes. Thank you. Thomas, Tony, Gridiron Girl, Aisha, thank you for the love. And look, Thomas. Hi, Dreem.
What's up, Dreem? How you doing in the chat room this morning?
Yeah, hopefully you'll be able to join us. Aisha says, Roger found a razor. I thought he would let the local cat lick his face. Oh, hell no. Right now, by the way, when my clients are coming over, I'm about to show you guys a picture in a little bit. I'll have to post it. But the grass is very tall in the backyard right now. So when my clients come over, they don't see the cats. I'm like, oh, no. Look, at night, they can see them because of the eye shine. But since the grass is very tall, I'm saying my cats are having DNA flashbacks to when their kin were in the savannah. And it is really cool. If you're not careful, you could step on them walking through the high grass. And they're there. At night, you can clearly see them because of the eye shine. It's crazy. But anyway.
I'm going to be crude, so I apologize to anybody that finds this offensive and to my daughter who's sitting next to me. But guys, everyone out there heard just about 2 minutes ago, Roger admitted that he does not let pussy on his face. So, take that as you will.
There you go. He's like, you pissed me off. The hell with you. No, he's just going to go get coffee.
Hey, Dream, how you doing? There's my mouse.
What's up, Stud Muffin?
I'm getting coffee.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, no! I'm not getting coffee. I'm getting a cup of Joe. Oh,
You got him flustered. He got those two words mixed up. That's never happened before. So, yeah, that's just the way it goes, I guess.
Come on, guys, it's dead air. We don't have dead air
Yeah.
on the show.
So what's going on with the Broncos getting possibly bought out?
By who?
Let me go to this. Hold on. Give me a second. It's crazy. It's just. I think it's a finance CEO. Yeah, it's a finance CEO.
So, like a hedge fund, you mean, or what? Or is it a person, or a company, or?
I thought Bezos was going to buy him. Or Archie.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Archie. Peyton
Bezos,
Manning, not Archie Manning.
Bezos only
No,
invests in
Robert.
winners.
No, Robert Walton.
Is that the owner of
From the
Walmart?
Yes.
Is that one
Yes.
of the owners of Walmart?
Yes, that's the owner of Walmart.
Okay.
One of.
He plans. He plans to.
Which one it is?
He plans to buy them for $4 billion.
Who's he going to buy?
Okay.
He wants to buy the Broncos. He put an offer for $4 billion.
Oh.
Benzos can beat that.
Oh, good God, yes.
Oh,
Well,
that's Bezos' tip money.
Yep. He might as well. Well, he
If
was.
I'm not mistaken,
He
Bezos
was at
is worth over 200.
Was it? Never mind. Go ahead, there, big dog.
No, I was saying Bezos, I believe, is worth over 200 billion now, even after the divorce. That's pretty crazy.
They say he
Your
can buy
wife
the
gets half your money,
NFL.
and you still with it. Yeah, he can buy the whole NFL. Yeah.
But wait, he was
And
in on
probably
it.
NBA.
But so isn't Peyton Manning in the group to buy him, wanting to buy him too?
I believe so. Yeah, he's in a
Yeah.
consortium, I believe.
Big dog, it's interesting that you got it right on. It depends where in this year, whether it be January, February, or March, his value keeps going up and down. But it's anywhere been from 200. I'm sorry. It's stock value. That's right, Coffee. So he's been as low as 195 billion to as high as 219 billion, and that's just this year alone. It fluctuates in the stock market. And that's after the divorce.
After what the divorce of, I believe he gave the wife, or the wife settled.
What'd you say? He
something
did
like
the,
$80
he
billion
did the wife?
or something like that. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Phasing in and out.
I thought he said he did the wife.
Oh yeah, he did say that. Big dog's fading in and out. Sorry about that.
Didn't find a bridge.
Oh, so I do appreciate that, Almighty. There is an article: 5 potential candidates to buy the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
Forbes has valued them at $375 billion. Larry Ellison, Oracle co-founder, his net worth is 108.4. Byron Allen, CEO of Entertainment Studios. Okay. Alec Gores, CEO of the Gores Group. Charlie Ergen, Dish Network co-founder. He's only worth $9 billion. Yeah, I don't know if he's in the game. And the Peyton Manning-led group, but their net worth is about $250 million. So, I don't know.
What? That's all?
Yeah, that's all. Peyton Manning Group came in with a low offer. That's probably why they.
Well, I'm not sure what their offer is, but their net worth as a group is only $250 million.
But that's why everybody thinks that the Walmart guy is going to do it, because he's coming in. Yesterday he said, "I can offer $4 billion. That's higher than
All
anybody."
cash. Can he do all cash? Unlike the NDB media offer for the Dodgers, which was an all cash offer. Mr. Walton?
Maybe. I don't know.
I bet he can't. Wow. I bet he can't. No one was able to match the NDB media all cash offer for the Los Angeles Dodgers. I know, sorry, got a little emotional on that one. Aisha says, I'm surprised Elon Musk hasn't put in an offer. I think he has other things that's keeping him busy right now. Instead of buying a team, he's buying an empire that'll span the planets.
Yeah.
Coffee says that Amazon's Jeff Bezos, she got $24 billion, and now she's currently worth $26 billion. She gives away hundreds of millions of dollars monthly and can't give it away fast enough.
Here I am.
Yeah. What does Doustis require? I'll work for it. Yeah. Very good, Almighty. Here I am. Musk would rather buy the Houston Rockets. Okay.
That's a good one, Tommy. That's a good one.
Yeah, I do like that one.
Anyway.
I'm not sure if you guys have additional comments on that one, but Almighty, you did give us the article a bit before. Returning to football, 2 plaintiffs are suing Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson, and they add negligence claims to the lawsuits. 2 women suing Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson have amended their lawsuits. I wonder if they have filed police charges yet. But that's neither here nor there. Adding claims of negligence and gross negligence. By adding these new causes of action, they potentially widen the net of discoverable evidence they can obtain before trial and also add another way to recover damages in their lawsuits. Schrotenbauer writes, the claims argue Watson, acquired by the Browns in a blockbuster trade that became official on March 21st, knew of his own sexual proclivities.
Ooh.
I've used that word many times. In massage sessions, but failed to take precautions to prevent a reoccurrence of them. Creative. All right. I like it. Watson is facing civil lawsuits from 22 women alleging sexual misconduct and sexual assault. The women are represented by attorney Tony Busby, who told USA Today Sports more lawsuits will be adding similar causes of action.
Yeah, we've talked about Busby before.
Oh, yeah. Deshaun Watson has denied he acted intentionally. We believe strongly that he will prove he did, Busby told the publication. We've also added a claim for negligence, allowing a jury to access liability for unreasonable and imprudent conduct as well. This claim is just another through which the jury can assess liability and damages against him. We will likely add this claim for most of the cases, although perhaps not all. So, we'll see. So, at the root of the new claims is Watson knew of a penchant for acting inappropriately during massage sessions and failed to take precautions to prevent the alleged behavior when scheduling sessions. We know what kind of massage sessions these are alleged to be. He didn't take precautions. Okay. All right. I understand the legal reasoning. It's something I would not have thought of. I think it's apropos if I have an opinion. And wow. All right. Almighty.
Oh, I don't care.
Ew! Gross negligence. Speedy. Yeah, I think Dreem and I, unfortunately, are on the same page on that one. I think he knew where I was going with that. It's like, precautions. Take precautions. Do I take it? Someone got excited. Yeah, I guess he apparently did not take precautions for that. Wow. All right.
He was like, I'm going to get a massage and I'll be back later. And then now all of a sudden, he did this. I'm suing. And he's like, I don't know what she's talking about. I never did anything. All I did was ask her for a massage. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
Wow. Okay. Check it out. I just received right now, not 2 minutes ago, an email. It's entitled Tokyo Train Alert. 858-0350-7755-299-161. To me. Dear client, at Walgreens, we are constantly trying to improve our service and would like to hear your feedback on how we performed. Oh, was this directed to me or to Sean Johnson? Or Watson? I don't know. The survey is short. Oh, it's directed at him. And will only take 2 minutes to complete. Oh, it's definitely directed at him. And, of course, there's a $90 promo reward to you after finishing. Okay, that was directed at me. We appreciate your partnership and collaboration. Should I click the button? Should I take the survey?
Well, you got to be careful about that because I got a text on my phone on Wednesday from Bank of America going, click on this link. I'm like, I don't do business with Bank of America anymore.
Oh, but you would have clicked on the link had it been from your bank.
No, not even. Not with all the scamming going on these days.
Not even.
Or they have been for the last 10 years.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, he has to take precautions for not being prepared? I don't know. We'll see. But me thinks this is a fake email. He's fake.
That's what it sounds like.
But they got me on Tokyo train alert. What the? I know the spam makes up some stupid. It got my attention. Tokyo train alert.
You know what you also have to look out for? And you have to look out if they worded everything correctly in the email, because, you know, half the time they can't spell straight when they're trying to scam people. They're just like, oh, let's put a letter here and put words here. But then they mix it all up and people go, that's fake. I can tell by the writing because half of it's in small print and the rest of the email is in capital letters. People don't normally do that. It's a scam. And they either delete it or one of these millions of YouTube scam baiters will go, I'll waste their time and make a video about it. And that's what they do.
You know, Speedy, your comments are apropos right now. When you know people, you know their speech patterns, you know their writing patterns, you know all that stuff about them. I was accused of doing something at work, and it was offensive to me. Number one, I was accused of something that was not true, and it really did. It really set me back because it was someone that I respected professionally, and that individual accused me of something that I was stunned. I knew why the person chose to accuse me. I got it. But my thing was me, of all people. But in their accusation, and this is why the individual was, I've always contended, was advised badly, because the individual that was advising this one, oh, Roger's a minority? Okay, well, these are things that he said. I'm not going to litigate it, but they used generic Latin speech patterns. And it was the accusations of what I said was really laughed out of the room by everyone, because it was like I was speaking as a first grader in a Latin way. And I don't think anyone could accuse me of ever speaking as a first grader. It will not happen. You know people's speech patterns. And it really was the only thing that saved me, because when I had my hearing, I mentioned I have so many years in my present position. You can pull an email, you can pull a memo, anything. I can pull 100 witnesses right now, and they will tell you I do not speak in that manner. And they were false accusations. But I was offended in the manner that they wrote them. And I was like, she's being advised badly. That's what I said. And people could not comment that were higher up the food chain, but made it very clear. Yeah, dude. If had you written this, we would have said, nah, that's just no way. And sure enough, it was two things that saved me, and that was one of them. It's the way that allegedly I said things to this individual. Yeah, it's not true.
Well, it's like what I went through in 2019 when I had told you guys, well, you know, I may or may not be on the show or something like that because I'll be in Reno for my sister's wedding. So my sister and Susan got married and all that. But the day of the wedding, I'm checking in, you know, showing everybody that, well, okay, we made it safely here to Reno. I'm checking in at the hotel. And then I believe you had texted me, a few other people texted me. My my former co-hosts, who both of them had did Sports Opinion show with me, had personally called me. I get a phone call from Anthony going, "What is going on? Why are you asking me for money?" I go, "What?"
Oh, yeah.
No, because everybody got these mass emails on Facebook and also from my regular email account going, I got beat up. I went because I got on an airplane in the middle of the night at 3:00 in the morning, and I went to Nigeria, but I got beat up, and now I'm in a hospital. I need to get home for surgery. And I was like, well, you guys know I can't fly anymore anyways. Look at the emails. Look how stupid they wrote them. They can't even spell properly. Whoever sent that out trying to be me because they hacked my Facebook too and told everybody, well, this is the real Matt Alvarez. I'm like, well, obviously I can't do anything about it now because I'm not on my computer. My computer's at home, like 700 miles away. I'm in Reno. So I couldn't do anything about it until I physically got back here 4 days later, and I was able to reset everything from this computer right in front of me. And I changed my password and all that. So I was like, no, why would I, for one, I wouldn't get up in the middle of the night and not tell anybody where I'm going anyways. Not that I have to, I'm not married to anybody, so. But still, where am I going to go at 3:00 in the morning on a damn airplane? I mean, come on. And there was the fake Matt Alvarez was even asked, okay, well, do you have any picture proof that you were beat up and injured? Because you always like to take pictures of yourself in the hospital. And the person was like, no, unfortunately, I can't do that. And that's what gave it away. And people were like, so you were telling... Of course I was telling the truth. I'm not going to get up and go anywhere to a damn airport at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, well, I'll go to an airport at 3:00 in the morning because I love flying. But Almighty, did you get that little comment about? Well, I don't have to tell anyone where I'm going. I'm not married.
It's true.
Oh, it's true. Oh, yeah. I put a comment on Facebook the other day about truth, folks, because I was getting tired of a lot of stupid stuff being posted. You can check it out on my Facebook page. I mean it. It's all about what truth really means, the definition of truth. But anyway, yes, that is your personal truth, Matthew. But in my circumstances, I don't have to tell her anything. Do you know what I'm going to do? Right on April 18th, it's the last day of tax season. On the 19th, I'm going to work. I'm going to go to the market. I'm going to buy 10 days of food, and I'm going to leave it in the house, and my daughter and I are taking off. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to leave them some cash. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I'm going to leave them where they're going to be okay. Actually, I'm not going to leave them cash. I'm going to leave it in their accounts. So they'll be fine. Did you hear my voice break?
Yeah,
I'm
heard
gone.
it.
Yeah. So now, yeah, I don't have to tell them. I don't tell them. And I'm not going to tell her. I'm just saying, bye. I'll be back on this day. If you want to call me, I know you won't. You have my number. I'm gone. I just had to make that clear, Speedy. Even though there's a legal certificate that says that I'm still married under the law, I don't have to tell my spouse anything. So,
But you know how women are. They'll call you out of the blue and be like,
no,
where are you? What are you doing?
Okay, I understand you're generalizing, yes, but no, mine will not call me. On the other hand, Almighty, he'll get calls. So he's got his shite in order. So, sir, I was unable to see the article or the link for the gross negligence, the definition. I know you did post it in the chat room. Thank you. Would you be able to put it in the private chat? Thank you, sir. There was a comment about that, so we'll see if we can get to it right now. Oh, yeah. You sent it in both Sports Talk with the Guys and a direct link to me. Ooh, I feel so happy.
And while you get that ready, we might as well cover the Albert Pujols thing going on.
Go ahead, please.
he decided this week that it would be a good idea, and this is personal to me because I know what his now ex-wife is going through. He finds out that, well, she needs brain surgery because she had a brain tumor, and now he's like, oh, well, she's having a brain tumor? No, that's it. We're getting divorced. Are you kidding me? I had all my sisters all take turns to come out here and help me, and then friends from so many different churches came to help me while I recovered because I obviously couldn't do anything since the well, we've mentioned this before because the hospital didn't tell me I was going to be on morphine. So that's why if I ever have to go under the knife again, I'm giving my phone to Anthony or one of my sisters because I don't want to be that guy again making drunk calls on morphine, okay?
All right, fair enough. Aisha, sorry, Speedy. Thank you, Aisha. I hope everything's okay with Mom and you're able to take care of it. I'm sure you will. And look forward to seeing you again online. Thank you for joining us. And yes, back to that, Speedy, about the Albert Pujols deal. I have a personal comment. I was offended by the official note. So go ahead, Speedy. Or
Yeah.
continue. I'm sorry.
Yes. So, yeah, thank you, Aisha, for joining us even for a short time. We hope to see you back next week. But I don't understand his logical thinking. Is he now knows what was coming when she told him about this, and this is his excuse to bail? And then he goes and posts a tweet, that what Scorekeeper says is a fake site. He tweets it out, this is it, blah, blah, blah. She's having a brain tumor, but that's her problem. I have already signed the divorce papers, we're done. I'm done with this. When all these years he's told everybody, this is what a man does. I'm a real man. I stick to my word. But does Albert Pujols really? What about the part where they get married and they say, the preacher will ask you, or the priest, whatever religion you are, when he says the line, do you swear, till death do you part?
Look, I know the promise I made. I believe in that promise, even though someone else doesn't. I still do. So, but there's another side to this sad story. I'm not going to get into that. So, but what really annoyed me.
Let's do it this way, Scorekeeper. If you found out that your significant other is having a brain tumor, are you just going to be like, what? Really? You're having a brain tumor surgery? Oh, no, I'm done. Bye.
No, I'm actually going through something very similar with her right now. I'm not going to get into publicly what it is, and I've been ridiculed for this, and it really does get on my nerves because people know I've had trouble, and I did air it out. But people are surprised that she still is living here. And she is ill. There are issues. This is the first and probably last time I'm ever going to say this publicly, is that I believe she is ill. I'm not going to kick her to the curb. I'm not that kind of a person. And if the decision she is taking right now is because due to her illness, she's ill. She gave me 26 years. She gave me and my 2 daughters flawless 26 years of being a spouse and a mother. And if she has what she has, she's not making proper decisions because she is ill, I'm not going to abandon her. Some people have actually called me stupid for that. And I don't speak to them anymore. Because I choose not to. Sure. Am I stupid? Okay, fine. So be it. I made a promise. I'm not any better than anyone else. It's just I made a promise. I got to stick to it. So, if she is ill, I'm not going to abandon her. The thought of her being on the street due to her illness? No. I can't have that. There is nothing between us. It's over. It's done. But I'm not going to, due to her illness, I'm not going to risk her being left on the street. When Albert Pujols, I'm sorry, was someone going to say something?
No.
When Albert Pujols gave his statement about the divorce, I was so angered by his line. Not about the divorce, not about the fact that she had surgery, but it irritated me. And I've not been able to find it now. But he said something to the effect, he said his mea culpa, he's leaving, it's over, it's the way it is. But he said something of being a good Christian. I'm like, dude, it is hypocritical. There was no reason for you to mention that. And I'm going to see if I can find it. It angered me. I said, dude, you're using that as cover for your actions. And that is what irritates me the most, when people use their belief system to cover up their actions. Because he was. And I tell him straight out, dude, all you had to do was say what you did and that's it. But when you bring in your belief system into it, what you're doing actually goes against your belief system. And yet you're trying to cover it up and say, hey, guys, I'm this way. Understand. And, I'm that kind of a person. So it's okay. All you had to do was say, it's over, it's done, move on. But when you use stuff, and then when you try to use your faith in an action that you're doing, that is the highest level of hypocrisy. And for those that are of the same belief system, you're not supposed to let the left hand and the right hand know what the other side you're doing. You hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. And it takes one hypocrite to know another. So I readily recognize it. I was genuinely offended. She's having surgery, whatever, whether it's done or not, it doesn't matter. But when you try to use your belief system as cover, so be it. I was really, really agitated with that. I lost what little respect I had for that individual.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Almighty, did you want to comment on that one right now? Or generalize in any way?
No.
All right. Coffee says marriage is for suckers. Like with drugs. I just say no. So, there it is. Speedy, did you want to add anything else? Oh, and gentlemen, I am short on time today. So we will have to be done by 9 a.m. Pacific time. I am sorry. But, I've got so much to do. I am running behind, and I'll have just enough time to get what I need done today. So let's put it this way. I have 11 appointments today, and then I have another 11 jobs that I have to do, and I've got to get them done. Oh, my goodness. I retired at 11:30 last night, and my alarm went off at 4. I was really unhappy this morning.
Yeah, after today, you need to get your 8 or maybe even 12 hours of sleep.
Not going to happen. I'm waking. My first appointment's at 7 a.m. tomorrow, and I'm going to go probably till 9 p.m. Yes, sir. Hey, it is what it is. So we're good.
Yeah.
All I know is that in 2 weeks, I'm going to be in the. Sorry, Almighty. I'm going to be in the Great White North. It has nothing to do with the Rooney Rule.
No, definitely not. Speaking of rules, how did we get this? PK Sabrin had 27 penalty minutes for ejection and was ejected from the game because he simply stood up for his teammate. Have you guys seen the video of this?
No.
I mean, this is a game between two non-playoff teams in the NHL. I'm sure Coffee's going to jump all over this because for his Canadians over there. Remember, I have Canadian friends too, Coffee. But there was plenty of drama in New Jersey on Sunday, and it all centered around PK. I mean, this defenseman was ejected only in the second period of the matchup, with only a minute and a half under in the second period, with the New York Islanders for reacting to a hard hit laid by Islanders winger Oliver Washmore on Saban's teammate Jack Hughes. This is where the referees came like, whoa, hold on. You're going straight to the penalty box, and you just added up all your totals for all these hits on Watchmen. And it's a 5-minute fighting major, a 2-minute investigation penalty, a 10-minute game misconduct, instigated penalty for instigating the fight, a 10-minute game misconduct for aggressing the penalty even further. As for Hughes, he went straight to the locker room after the hit from Washform, but did not return. There was no official update after the game on the extent of the 20-year-old's injury. According to some, he was lucky that he got a referee escort off the ice after unloading on Washform. One saying he was very fortunate he got kicked out of the game. Islanders head coach Barry Trotz said after the game's 4-3 win, I thought he's talking about Washform here, played through him. Awful looking, but again, I think Hughes tried to jump back and avoid the hit. So it looked worse than it really is. Yeah, come on, coach. I've seen the video. That's not the case at all. Because PK jumped him. If you're going to do it, just eye him up and square. That's where the anger really was. It could have been Matt Martin, Cal Cluckenbeck, or any of the other Islanders who had their fair share of heavyweight bouts this year too. So if PK was left on the ice, the score box would have looked more like an MMA pay-per-view than a hockey fight. So 27 penalty points there, Scorekeeper. What do you think about that?
That's crazy. Look, that makes it hard on your team. In some ways, the NHL has had it ingrained, and maybe I've chosen to think the way NFL keeps its team. Look, if you commit a penalty and the type of penalty, you're in the box for 2 minutes. There could be 4, could be 5 minutes, whatever. When you get penalty minutes for high sticking or whatever, the illegal check, you are making it much more difficult for your team to win. So all those minutes, it's how many minutes are in a period? Is it 20 or 50? I forget. It's 20 minutes, right?
20. Yeah.
20. Dude, it was 27 minutes. Come on, man. That's almost a period and a half. Because there's 3 periods in a hockey game, folks.
Yeah. But like I said, he was only in there for the first minute and a half of the second quarter, and that's where the whole incident took place. And, he shoved his teammate down, and so PK goes over and and it's right in front of the referee, so I don't know why the Islanders coach is going, well, it wasn't that bad. You're from the coaching standpoint over here in your coach box. You weren't actually in center line. That's why I said, Coach, have you seen the video? Talking about, it looked worse than it really is.
Yeah.
Just like with the baseball hit that we talked about and Scorekeeper showed us earlier, if you look at the video and watch all the different angles, you can tell he was simply sticking up for his teammate who got shoved for no reason when his teammate's not even the one that had the puck. The Islanders are basically chasing down the wrong guy, or maybe the other guys were trying to play defense, but that's not how you play defense in hockey. So he shoved him down, and PK goes, "What are you doing? He's not even the one with the puck. That's my teammate, you bastard." And he just punches them out, and And then he gets up, and then they just wail on each other. And then, of course, the helmets come off, and here come all the referees. But they're like, PK, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going straight to the. You're not going to the box. We're escorting you off the field. So all 3 referees actually escorted him off the ice.
Wow.
So that's how that went down. But yeah, yeah. Coffee says he was watching the game. PK got what he deserved. The check was 100% clean. How is PK a buffoon? Come on, Coffee. I just said he was protecting his teammate who didn't even have the puck. Yeah, well, they might. Some NHL cases, they don't actually go straight to suspension. We'll see what they do. Well, we can talk about that next week. I'll give Scorekeeper and the rest of the guys time to see the video.
All right. Fair enough. All right, gentlemen and everyone. Sports Talk with the Guys, home of the Monday Morning Quarterbacks on Saturday. It's 1:51 into the program. It is 7:51 a.m. here on the Pacific Coast. It's 62 degrees in a balmy, well, no, it's a cold morning. What's it like out there, Speedy, where you're at today in San Leandro, California?
Well, here, 47, 48 degrees.
Wow, you're colder than we are by a lot. You're almost 15 degrees colder.
But that'll change in the next hour or so. I mean,
yeah, the sun's coming up.
Yes.
How is it out there in the Great White North? Okay, the medium White North.
Hey,
Medium White North. I like that.
Yeah,
it's
How's
not
it
bad.
out? Yeah,
Not bad.
What are you
Got some
looking at?
36 going on.
Yeah.
But, it's cloudy. It has par. And it's been like raining and sleeting and spitting out some flurries, but nothing too serious these days. So we're getting there.
I'm not enthused over the fact that it's 21 degrees at this exact moment in Anchorage, Alaska. Damn! That's cold. So I'm looking at the 10-day on weather.com. Here we go. Wrong! Jack Hughes had the puck. Jack got hit with a great open ice hit. Jack needs to put on muscle. He gets hurt too much. Oh, by the way, Coffee, thank you. I love the use of TOO. It's amazing as to how many people know and don't know. Thanks for that, Coffee. Got an intellectual Woody right now. Folks, the 10-day weather. We're going to arrive on the 20th, and it's going to be 47 effing degrees with an overnight of 36. And it looks like it's going to be raining. There's a 15% chance of rain, 16 on the 21st, Moa's birthday. Oh, I may be losing the connection, folks. I just noticed on my feed there may be an issue, so I ask you to bear with me if I do lose the connection. But it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be effing cold. So, damn.
Yeah, I can hear it in your voice where you're starting to lose connection. So I don't know what that's all about.
Okay, I should be back. Thank you. For some reason, it switched to a wireless feed, and I don't understand why. Don't know technology. But I am looking forward to. I know my daughter's gonna hate me because she doesn't like cold weather because she has trouble with her hands when it gets cold. So I'm like, well, put the damn gloves on.
Yep, wear those gloves.
Guys, I think it's gonna be miserably cold up there for what we're used to, but I can't wait. My goal is to see the Northern Lights. Oh, and for those of you that don't know, I have a secret trip planned to Port Chatham. So if you folks want to look it up, you'll know what Port Chatham is. So
I will be looking that up.
It's in the Kenai Peninsula, and it's part of the history of Alaska. And for those of you that even know, Port Chatham is the creepiest abandoned town in Alaska. So for those of you that know and don't know, that town was abandoned due to the incessant cryptid attacks. So methinks I want to go in and take a look at it. So we shall see. Sorry.
Well, I guess you can do what some YouTubers doing, videotape, what's going on over there. And
well, it's rather difficult to get out there. There's no direct line out there. So I have to take either a seaplane or a boat to get out there, and I'm going to see how close I can get to Port Chatham. So it is an abandoned town, folks. It's out in the bush. So how apropos that I would have to travel somewhere to be in the bush. But be that as it may, Almighty, look at his reaction. Dude, I get so many comments about your reactions. Oh my God, that one was funny right now. I think Almighty was like, is he being a dumbass and admitting that on air? Like, yes! What story do you want to get to, Almighty? And then we'll go back to Speedy. What's the next one in line?
I'm going to go here. All righty. The Baltimore Ravens head coach, John Harbaugh, announced Monday, and this would have been March 28th, that the team has hired Kerry Dixon as assistant quarterback coach. Dixon joins Baltimore staff after 15 seasons as a collegiate assistant, most recently 19 to 21, serving as wide receiver coach at Georgia Tech, where he was instrumental in the Yellow Jackets' transition from an option-based offense scheme to a pro-style spread attack. We're excited to welcome Kerry as our staff, as the assistant quarterback coach, Harbaugh stated. Kerry has been a successful collegiate coach for many years, also a former quarterback and team captain for Hampton. He has a high football IQ and leadership qualities that inspire those around him. Kerry will work well with James Urban and help our quarterbacks continue to chase new highs. So, does this mean that Baltimore is going to change from an option base to a pro-style spread attack and do more passing? I don't know. But that, I guess, him being a former wide receiver coach, he should be able to help Lamar Jackson see receivers better and hopefully cut down on his interceptions. Yeah. That is something I've heard. But it's just that, more passing instead of running. I don't know if that's going to do anything. I mean, he's in the North where we play smash mouth football, so I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but he's probably going to help them use the passing game better. But they hired him, and I thought it was interesting that they're switching offenses in this division. Plus, I wanted to bring that up a couple of weeks ago, but I never got it in.
One thing that we've been missing from football, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, is I believe the league has switched to a West Coast offense, but it is a true passing league. There's very little of the smash mouth football left. I don't know if you would agree with that, Almighty. Speedy, you seem to be nodding, but Almighty, it's these powerhouse teams in the way that we've known them, at least that we've grown up with, I don't think they exist anymore. Do you disagree? Or?
Depends. I mean, all the things I've been reading is that, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati have improved their offensive line to be able to protect the quarterback more and give them some more running room. Because, last year, the Steelers did draft a running back in the first round. And I think that the Bengals still want to run Mixon some more. So I don't know. But, the only team playing smash mouth right now is the Browns with all the running backs they have. And there might be a few more. But you're right. But I don't know how it's going to change now for the Browns, too, because Boston are going to use his arm as often as possible if he's not in jail. And but I'm just bringing up that, they're probably tired of having Lamar Jackson run down the field and maybe get hurt again. Like he got hurt last year and missed the last, 6 games, was it, in the season? So, and look, we see running quarterbacks get the hell knocked out of them, and usually sometimes their career ends early. I mean, where's RGB3? Where's, they always get hurt and they're done. So, I don't know what their plan is, but I think they're going to try and do more, keep Lamar. I mean, I know that Lamar Jackson's a threat to run, but still, he got hurt last year and like 6 games, cost him probably a playoff spot or being invaded again. We're always getting invaded on Saturday at 11:30. I don't know why they can time it that way. But
all hands, air warning red, incoming.
Yeah. Go with that. So I mean, I just brought that up. And Cincinnati has improved their offensive line, and so has Pittsburgh. And I'm not sure what the Browns are going to do yet I don't know. We'll find out what the Browns do with Baker. I think they're just going to hold on to him in case we talked about last week. But anyway, that's what the Ravens are up to. And I'll have some more North news next week. So I'm going to ask Speedy the most important question that he's been asked. The most important question. Do you think WrestleMania Saturday was better than WrestleMania Sunday?
That is an important question, but I will have to say I think WrestleMania Saturday was better than Sunday.
There you go, buddy.
That's what I think. And it's because we'll get into this in a little bit too, because everything was good, everything was built up, just like the '90s. It brought back all those '90s memories where, they're dragging the story out, but to bring the big picture in, it all made sense at WrestleMania for both nights. And I mean, the only flop side is that. I've seen the video on Mick Foley's Facebook page, because, almost everybody is friends with Mick Foley on Facebook, where him and his son were laughing over the fact of what Vince McMahon did, because I saw it too. I'm sure the rest of the world did. I know, Big Dawg did. I'm sure Big Dawg was probably going, what the hell is that crap? And it's funny because Vince actually fell. He never got kicked in the stomach by Steve Austin yet. He fell before even taking the stunner, which is why Stone Cold had to grab him again and make sure he actually got the stunner that way. And Vince was like, oh well, I screwed that up on pay-per-view. But other than that, it was a good pay-per-view. But like I said, night 1 was actually better than night 2. But it was, I thought it was legitimately going to be just, Sami Zayn and the guy from Jackass, and then they actually had the rest of the guys from Jackass jump the barricade and get involved in the match and use a big human-sized mousetrap. Yes, Scorekeeper, you heard me correctly. They used a giant human-sized mousetrap to trap Sami Zayn.
But that dude from Jackass was jumping. I mean, he was like a gymnast out there.
Yeah,
that's what surprised me. Is like, what? I mean, that dude was jumping straight up on the ropes and everything and doing flips. It's like, okay, it's better than I thought he'd do. You thought he'd be like a joke guy getting getting his butt kicked, but he turned in a pretty good performance, and I was kind of surprised by that. What about you, Speedy?
Well, I felt the same way. The same thing happened when Logan Paul jumped in there, and it was his match in tag team format, of course. Of course, people didn't get behind that. They were like, oh, he's just like all these other celebrities that think they know what they're doing, but they don't. But actually, Logan Paul knows what he's doing, and he'd been working with this, for a while, and he did very, very well as well. But it came down to the climax of what the pay-per-view WrestleMania was, because everybody assumed, well, Brock's going to win the title again, and we're going to have another 8-month reign, or however long, and then he's going to take off and go do whatever. But not this time. I mean, hey, he didn't win the title. Roman,
No.
But I don't like the fact that they've reunified the titles again. And it's like, well, they've originally done this at One Night Stand 2005 when RVD won both titles. But I think the reason behind it is that, well, remember when they had the Divas titles, and the way the tag team titles looked, they looked like crap. And then when they decided, let's have a white boy rapper with a spinner belt that's not even legitimate. So that's the whole reason behind that, because they're trying to actually legitimize their own titles now. And I'm sure people were confused. I was actually confused about Dynamite this week, because Excalibur, he's good on commentary, but he's not great on commentary. Not like Jim Ross is, though. But all this talking over each other and trying to define the rules, especially with that tables match, Jim Ross had said on Wednesday night for AEW's programming, well, the first one to go through a table wins.
Right.
But that didn't happen because the bunny and the blade, he gets help from her, and she holds on to the leg, and then Bunny comes over, and, well, Blade gets in there, and he slams Jeff through the table, but his partner had already went through the table thanks to Matt Hardy.
Right.
Talk about confusing. That was confusing. But then Excalibur goes, well, now the match continues. But that doesn't make sense. You talked over JR on Wednesday when JR had already said whoever goes through the table first is the winner. I don't understand what Tony Khan's booking animosity here is, but that's a lot of tables they broke. And then, last night when watching SmackDown, and I've been annoyed with this for years. Everybody knows this, especially the big dog, that Michael Cole has always been an amateur idiot at best. Even when he's trying to be a heel, he doesn't know how to do it right. But he's been saying for the last 3 years, well, I can't deal with this. I may have to quit this job because I'm losing my hearing because of Vince and everybody else always yelling in my ear. Well, then why don't you just quit? Because he was the one that had said when SmackDown started, well, there's an event tomorrow and blah, 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 which led to everybody else in the backstage area going, well, we're doing something tomorrow, which is today, actually. But there's no live event, there's nothing, which also confused everybody when Adam Pearce got trapped in the locker room area by Ronda Rousey because she's demanding an I Quit match at Backlash, the next pay-per-view. And he looked at her and he said, well, you'll have to wait for my decision. My decision will come from upper management, but I'll let you know about that tomorrow. And everybody went, tomorrow? There's nothing going on tomorrow. Today's Saturday, right? There's no WWE events. There's no live events. There's not even a house show. So, thank you, Michael Cole, for ruining everybody's spectacular reasoning. and confusing them further by saying there's an event today when there's nothing. But I liked it though when Stone Cold stunned everybody, even Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee claims he said on his podcast this week that he didn't know he was taking a stunner. Nobody told him. He thought he was only getting in the ring with Steve Austin to drink a beer.
Really?
I think.
Yeah, Speedy, I apologize. We're going to cut in, folks. Almighty, thank you for doing that. Catch up right now, Speedy, and I apologize. Ladies and gentlemen, we are receiving breaking news, and we have been able to confirm it right now. We want to thank Tony for getting this to us. As you see it right here, tragic news. It broke within the last 15 minutes. It looks as if Agent Cedric Saunders has confirmed that quarterback, a standout at Ohio State, former quarterback, has died in an early morning car crash in South Florida. He would have turned 25 years old next month on May 3rd. Adam Schefter is confirming that he died this morning when he got hit by a car in South Florida. His agent has confirmed. We are getting this from PFF as well, McNeil, and several other websites. It's breaking right now, and Almighty did come in with it. Richmond.com Sports is confirming that the young man, Dwayne Haskins, has passed away at the age of 24. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. That is tragic news. I mean, that's.
Does it say anything about how it happened? Because
It just says he was hit by a car. I don't think there's any more details as far as I can see at this moment.
That I agree with you on that. I didn't see that before, but he was hit by a car, yes. And it's going everywhere. CBS Pittsburgh is now confirming it.
Yeah, I just got it in Steeler Wire, so I that means that, yeah. So yeah, it's everywhere now, but thanks Coffee or Tony for breaking it. Yeah, Tony for breaking that for us. I mean, I was in shock for a while. They're going, it's not April Fool's, is it? But thanks for that, Tony. We really appreciate it when our fans tip us off the things we can't find.
Right.
He's with the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, and wow.
Yep. So that's crazy. I mean, that's just crazy.
Well, I only brought that up because, there he is. I only brought that up because there's a lot of, bad drivers. There's 3 different cities here in the area that they talked about on the news last night where they're looking for several drivers who are responsible for hit and runs. And, they've caused an accident, but they left the scene. But all these people that were reported on our local news up here have all been caught on video. All they did was freeze frame and go, stop the video. We're looking for that driver. Now we know what he looks like. And one of them was even apparently driving a stolen car. So I hope all these people get caught and arrested this weekend.
But at this moment, we don't know who's at fault.
Yeah.
So, I mean, usually you think the driver's at fault. We don't even know if it's a hit and run yet. We don't know much. All we know is he got hit and he passed away. That's all we know at this moment. I'm sure we'll get more info as it comes in. Ooh, I always wanted to say that like a professional news guy. Oh, yeah, more info. But anyway.
Well, we are professionals.
Yep.
We try to be.
Yep, that's a true story. So, hey, that's the first time I saw the Rousey Flair fight. It's the first time I saw an ending like that where the ref is knocked down and, Rousey was going to win and then she broke out and left and the ref just blew it. I talked to the big dog, and he said that happens all the time. So, but that's the first time I've seen it ever done. I thought, oh my gosh, he just stole the belt from her. I mean, that was awesome, but still, the rest. I mean, the ref was taking a nap. I don't know what was going on. But what did you think about that kind of how that match ended there, Speedy?
Well, yeah, Big Dog's right. That does happen a lot. Not as much as it has since 97, 98, but it does happen occasionally where they purposely knock the referee out. That way he pretends not to know what's going on, and then what happened? Where'd she go? And he has no choice but to count to 10.
Right.
And match ends, and so it was great.
Well, that just adds to their story, their grudge. I mean, they have. That's really gonna. So I'm sure they're gonna meet again. Like I don't know how many months from now, but they'll meet again, and it'll be a big event, and we'll see how it goes down. So
well, they've had a long feud. I mean,
yeah, I saw the highlights. When they showed them before the match, you said, "Okay, this ought to be good." And then this thing really took off when they wrestled on Saturday. That really added some more oomph to it.
The only thing they should have added into the video package before the match was the one shot where they had I remember it on Raw when all the women had all gotten arrested. Ronda Rousey, Becky, Sasha, they all got arrested on Raw one night. But there was a shot where Ronda had been kicked in the face by Charlotte in the back of that fake police car on Raw. So,
okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's part of their rivalry, too. So, but that's why she said she wants an I Quit match with her at.
The letter. He would not comment further. Stewart got just a month's time to.
Okay. Had to wait for Scorekeeper.
I apologize, folks. I'm trying to go over and see if I can get anything live on this right now. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, yeah. No problem.
That's fine.
Well, speaking of that, I know we already talked about this, but Deion Sanders actually jumped in here, too, about the whole NFL, racial equality thing that we just talked about.
Right.
He said that, as a Jackson State coach, Deion Sanders has been very outspoken on the issue. He said on Instagram on Monday he wants the NFL to create 3 brand extension teams and mandate black ownership for the teams only. That's the way you reach true equality, he said. You have to start from the top down with decision makers. Because your current group of owners, you're forcing yourself to make hires when it can't be a quote system, he said, which is what we talked about. Because that only makes one spot on each team for a minority assistant coach. So.
Yep. Yeah, well, there is one group headed by an African American, it looked like, for the Denver Broncos. At least they had his picture there. I don't know if he's deleted, but that would be a start if that man could, and his group could buy it. That would help, that would, I don't know how much, I forget how much money they had. Wasn't it like $9 billion or something that they had? But anyway, they're going to have to eventually get a black owner because people are getting anxious and they're not going to, it might happen now. Who knows? But we'll see. It's going to be an interesting. Yeah. I think Denver could set the precedent about ownership if they do if they do let an African American own a team. They have their chance to do that. But I don't know which. But I think a lot of people. I mean, I think the owner should be someone who's qualified, not just because they have a big pocketbook, but that they're qualified and they're up to the challenge. That's not going to be an easy job, owning the team. So that's so I'll see what happens. They have plenty of time. I don't know. Well, they have to sell it soon because, the draft's coming up. You'd think they'd have to sell it before the draft. They're going to have a team that they didn't even help build to begin with. So I don't know. I don't know what the deadline is for that for them to get a coach, new owners. Do you guys know anything about when they have to get this, or are they in no hurry?
I don't think they're in any hurry. I mean, we are talking about the NFL after all.
Okay, yeah, that could be.
So,
Yeah, well, they got 5 people to choose from, except for Peyton Manning. He only has 250 million, which in our terms is a quarter. So I don't know if they're going to be able to make it. So now, which I can't. I know. I'm sorry to say I can't. What was the match where the dude knocked himself out with his own chair?
yeah, that was funny. That was funny with Kevin Owens doing that.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin Owens. I'm watching this thing on boom, boom. I'm like, okay, that's the Three Stooges move. I don't know where that came from. Wouldn't you agree it's like a Three Stooges move there, Speedy?
Yeah.
It was funny, though, and kind of like, oh, unless you want that guy to win, like, oh, man, knocked himself out. Oh, my gosh. Roger, did you watch any WrestleMania?
No, I was busy here on my butt earning money. Sorry.
Money? Oh, come on. Money.
He doesn't
I
have,
want to travel. I'm sorry. I want to go places.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Almighty, we need to talk off screen. Big Dog and I were talking about maybe showing up in that area very, very soon. So
okay.
don't want to scare you.
So, yeah, that's cool.
Hey, very quickly, Speedy, you can't fly anymore now because of what happened?
no, I can drive, but, you know.
Yeah, we ain't driving to Ohio. That shit's not going to happen. I'm sorry. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Cool.
Folks.
That's too bad. I'd like to see the Speedy Man if you ever came out this way.
You know, actually, he can take a train out there. So.
Yeah, took Amtrak, but then again.
Yeah, I ain't driving. Folks, I've driven to San Francisco. I love that drive. But when you can make that flight in under an hour for $39, come on.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, if that's still the price, it'd be cheaper than you driving then at this day and age, at this time period.
Yeah.
Folks, a $300 round trip to Alaska. Cut it out, man. That's why I'm going. It's ridiculous, man. And I can't wait. And I'm just holding out for specials. And whenever the sales are on, I'm buying the tickets. For me, that's the thing.
Yep, I'm going to propose a drinking game. Every time Roger says Alaska, we take a drink.
Yeah. Here we go.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm happy.
No, we're just saying it because we're jealous. That's why I bring it. He's going to Alaska. But, what am I doing?
You know what, guys? That didn't dawn on me. And I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be that way. And I guess I could understand how that would be. Because I would be jealous of anyone else going. And I know when they've gone to Europe and places.
Well, it's not to that point where we feel like we're being harassed or left out. But, we're happy you're going. But you still have that thing, okay, for people that have I'm just saying some of that, I'm going to go to Alaska too. Maybe that will motivate someone to go instead of just thinking about it. So you may be an inspiration, Roger, and you don't know it.
I hope so, folks, because that's why I'm killing myself doing what I'm doing. And right now at about 8 o'clock, I looked at my phone. I'm like, it's 8 o'clock! Stop calling! It's like I'm already getting calls this early in the morning. My official start time is 12. So when I end this program at 9, I have 3 hours to get 9 returns done. And 3 of them are business-owned corporations. I am effed. But
well, if you want to speak about returns and being effed, ask Dwayne Johnson or Megan Rapine about that. Because I'm sure you guys have heard about this. It's been going on for the last 3.5 weeks. Because Megan Rapine, she believes that Dwayne Johnson jacked her finance company's logo for the XFL brand. And now she's demanding that he changes it before lawyers get involved, guys. Check this out. The soccer superstar explained her beef with The Rock on social media Thursday, just one day after Dwayne revealed the NFL's new X logo, saying she thinks his new logo looks a bit too much like the league she's involved with, which is Together X. I'm sorry, but who? Have you guys even heard of Together X? I've never heard of this. It's part of her soccer league, but it's, as you heard me mention there, it's also part of her finance league. What does the finance league have to do with us? We're the public. What do we care about this? And she said if he doesn't change things immediately, Bird's team will be sending over a cease and desist order directly to his mailbox. She probably means his house. And she said on Twitter, this is awkward. Only thing The Rock is going to be cooking up is a response to my cease and desist order on an entire new brand ID logo. She said, get it together, boys, or else.
I'm trying to find the both logos, and I don't see them yet.
What logos?
The XFL one and Megan Rapinoe, but that's okay. Some people say it's Rapinoe. Like, well, I heard her say it was Rapinoe, so I don't know, but that's okay.
Don't worry about it, Scorekeeper. Here. It's in private chat. I'm looking at the picture. I'm looking at the picture right now.
Well, TMZ Sports of all places. Okay.
Yeah. That's the place
okay. Hold on. Come on. All right. Well, whatever. Let me see. Way to go, Speedy. Okay. Here's the image. Thank you, Speedy. Great job.
You're welcome.
Check it out, folks. There it is. The XFL is on the left, and Together is on the right.
Yeah, Together X is on the right.
What are they trying to say again about that? That it's too close. The logos are too.
It's too similar.
But it's not. I mean, I've been following this story for the last few weeks, and I like one comment that said, "Are they really going to go to court over this?" I mean, it's an X. That's what somebody said on social media, and I'm like, that actually does make sense. You're going to fight over an X in court?
No way. They're going to fight over that?
I'm here, Sergeant. I'm ready to report for duty. They don't look similar at all.
Well, if she just has an X and they have the three letters, that's completely different.
Yeah.
Look how her X is fatter than their X. I mean, you can tell the difference. I mean, I wouldn't be confused because you'd be able to, because even the X has a different design than their X.
Exactly. It's two totally different X's, so why is she saying that it's the same X? It's not the same X at all.
I don't know who that is. So is she a blonde or something? I don't know.
Megan is one of the senior members of American women's football, or soccer.
Soccer, yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
I believe she's retiring now. She's one of the better players to have played over the last.
But
20
years. I don't see the similarities. I do not.
Yeah, Scorekeeper. All you have to do is scroll up, and you'll see her picture for Almighty.
No, I know who. Okay, fair enough.
No, you went down. I said go up.
Oh, excuse me. I went down. Son of. Okay, there she is. That's Megan.
Yeah, her right there.
You probably have seen her before there.
Yeah, you've probably seen her in the news.
Now that I see the picture, I have seen her before. I mean, I just didn't know her name. On my fault. Not my fault for not knowing her name, but yeah. But this has to be a non-story. Come on.
If I was the judge, I would be like, no, this is not the same. You gotta win this lawsuit. Sorry, Megan. Goodbye. Get out of my courtroom.
Well, I hope it doesn't go to. I hope they don't go to a court, because then when people think people that keep writing about it when it's nothing to write about. So
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, because she's telling all these websites and other people that she's been interviewed by, oh, I sent a cease and desist order to his house for him to change the logo immediately, or I'm taking him to court. Like I said.
All right, whatever. I mean,
yeah.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it, Speedy. We'll make sure no one misses a beat on this important story. Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, we should put that in quotation marks here on Sports Talk with the Guys.
Yeah. Your ex-leader.
Look, folks, there are some nuances and complexities to this, and I can see it when it comes to logo design. And it's not just the split in the X. They're going to be talking about the angles of the X, on how it cuts in. And you'll notice in the F, it also cuts in. So there's going to be an argument on this. And they're actually going to refer to the color as well, believe it or not. They're going to be referring to the background. And I know the image here was done on this background, but if it's just on the slit, there's no argument whatsoever. But when you look at the subtle design of the squared and tapered, you see the stuff. There's going to be a little more to it, but whether at first glance, no. The artistic person in me, no. Oh, all hands, battle stations.
And what makes the slit? What makes the loophole? The arrow.
Exactly. Because her X,
emotional, almighty.
Yeah.
her X is actually the other X, because the other X on her logo is black. The XFL logo that Dwayne Johnson made, along with the rest of the logo, as you see clearly here, ladies and gentlemen, it's all in white.
Very good, Speedy. And also, their
X the Rooney Rule of of logo.
Oh,
yeah. Also, her X looks like a butterfly.
Exactly. I was going to say that too. I thought of that too, and I saw that this week.
Yeah. Just put some little antennae on the top there.
Yeah. But it'll be really stupid if they go to court over the cease and desist order.
Well, it'll probably go to court like everything else, and then they'll waste 2 weeks on it and come back. Look, there's gonna be people making money off this one way or another.
Yeah, they're called attorneys.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I mean,
they shall be unnamed.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh well.
Yeah. Oh well. Sorry. Cosa su madre.
Now we got to cover the fun stories too, or funny stories.
Yeah. This was a funny story. This was our comedy moment story. Hey, I just came up with a new word. I think comedy.
What was the word?
No, I think I have to cut one of the words out. Comedy moment. There, I cut the other word out.
Comedy moment. Okay, I like it.
Comedy moment, invented by Speedy here on Sports Talk with the Guys.
Yes.
On April
9th.
2022.
8:34 a.m. or maybe 8:33, depends, or 8:32. Don't know. I lost track of time.
It is 11:34.
All right, we have our second confirmation.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm tired. Wow. See how long it took for my eye to open up, man?
Well, that's your neighbor's dog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
That's the neighbor's bitch.
Okay, he's the guest star. Or she. So the guest star for the guest on our show. You
Yeah,
can tell he's upset. You can tell that she's upset about some kind of sports news we
it's a
covered.
stupid little rat dog too. I think it's
All right.
Well, scorekeeper, maybe if you feed the dog some food, that'll make them happy.
oh shit. I'm not gonna feed that stupid rat dog food.
But think about it, you'll become friends with it, and then it'll be when you
It's a dog.
Yes, but this is why dogs are smarter than cats. When you go, shh.
That's interesting. Dogs are smarter than cats. All right.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I like what Coffee said about that. That's awesome.
The judge exact words should be, in this case involving two things that don't need to exist, I'm throwing it out due to lack of evidence.
Exactly. Thank you, Coffee. Yeah.
Coffee, I think we're going to keep that one right here. I'm going to write that bad boy up right now. And I think that's going to be a comment here. Thank you, Coffee. It's going to be forever where we have it as on our ticker. And I'm going to give you full credit for it, Coffee. Let's see, where's the banner? Yeah, hell yeah. I'm going to create the ticker right now. And it's going to be a banner. Scroll across. So, quote, in this case involving... Okay, I'm not going to say I'm doing it.
Well, while you do that, I'll keep going then, because we did mention earlier about the NFL player that just died in a car crash. But what does it actually mean when someone does this, and they actually, unlike up here in the Bay Area, where the police and FBI are looking for them? But it means something different when you actually do get arrested, which was what happened on Thursday when I was just on my break at work Thursday morning, and my phone goes off, and I go, what's this? Oh, and then my phone says, well, former wrestler charged with manslaughter, drunk driving, felony evasion, and drug possession, along with a long-term standing warrant that she never went in for. Almighty, I'll pass the question to you. This is a very important question since you asked me one earlier. Who do you think I'm referring to?
What did you say? I caught the end of it. I'm sorry. I caught the end of it. I was checking to see if there's anyway. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My bad.
I do admit, as you were saying it, you're like, oh shit, I missed the question. And when he said Almighty, this is how nervous I was. And sorry, Speedy. I don't know if people caught it, but I went to fix my glasses. And I wasn't wearing them. That was a nervous tick. I'm sorry, Speedy. I'm with Almighty on this one. We're like, oh shit, here comes the question. But Almighty got nailed.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Sorry, Speedy.
But anyway, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I'll participate.
You're going to participate now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Fix my glasses. Yeah.
Okay, so I said earlier that what happens when the police actually do arrest you for drunk driving, number one, drug possession, reckless endangerment, a warrant that you never went in for, and number 5, you're just drunk in public. But you did all this, and now it's a fatality hit and run. Which former wrestler do you think I'm talking about, Almighty, that did all this? That's 5 charges.
All of them.
Oh shit.
All of them. No.
Oh God, I'm gonna. I don't know. John McMahon.
No. I'll do like Jeopardy. Three chances. You get 2 more.
Oh, really? The punishment continues?
Yeah. God. No, not God. Oh, you're kicking my ass here, Speedy. I don't know.
All right, I'll just tell you. Sunny, a.k.a. Tammy Finch.
Really?
Yes, again. This time she really screwed herself. She got a fatal accident, which caused death in this accident. She was drunk driving. She had drugs on her. Felony possession of the drugs she's not supposed to have, per the judge from last year, which she'll probably see him again. And also the warrant from last year that she never went in for. She never apparently reported to her PO officer.
Jeez.
So I think this time she's in deeper water than she wanted to be.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case.
Yes, you are scroll famous. Yeah, I know she's been a whole mess her whole life, but I thought by 2007 she'd learn, but
Oh, he had an answer. Scott Steiner?
no.
Yeah. And then, of course, he said she's been a mess her whole life. Oh, we just got another like right now. Thank you. Yubital Berhion. I hope I did pronounce that one correctly. Thank you. I'm sure I butchered it. If you want to put it in phonetically, we'll appreciate it because I know I butchered it. I would have loved to have seen Big Dawg pronounce. Let us know who you are and where you hail from. Really cool. Fudge. Oh, well, fiddlesticks!
I'm trying to see if any more news came in on Haskins, but nothing's.
No.
They just report the 2 paragraphs that they know about.
Yeah,
but I'm sure it's going to be. It's going
to.
Yeah, they're going to be talking about that all day tomorrow on those Talking Heads shows. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So, gosh, who's the wrestler? What, Rhodes? The blonde guy that wrestled on Sunday, I think.
Oh, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I'm going to say something that's going to offend a lot of people, but he looked like he was the perfect match for the Aryan race. If you see his blonde hair, his blue eyes, he looked like that. Like he just walked out of a Nazi Germany ad for the Aryan race.
Yeah, he did.
But that's the first time he wrestled, 6 years or something like that, Speedy?
No, he was in AEW for the longest time all these years.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, it was Steve Vaza that wrestled for 9 or a long time, right? 19? He broke his neck, right? He broke his neck and couldn't, he didn't wrestle anymore, yeah. And for him to be flopped around on that cement floor when they run the aisle and then on that cement, he's like, Pam, what are you doing, dude? Good golly. And then they went up the ramp, so it was like they went
the ramp. That was cool.
They were all over that Coliseum, man.
Yep.
But they were it seemed like there were decent matches on Sunday when it's supposed to be the big day, and Saturday was when all the excitement was happening, in my opinion.
They like Big Dawg said last week, they could have added the Battle Royal for the Andre Memorial Battle Royal. They could have done that to start the pay-per-view on Saturday, but I guess they felt differently.
Yeah.
But Seth Rollins this week went on a podcast to say that 3 hours of Raw is too long. They should go back to the old formula of 2 hours on network television.
Well, maybe they will, because Big Dawg said their ratings were really low for the second day. I think that's what he said. So maybe they will.
Ow.
You all right there, Raj?
Yeah,
What'd you do?
Coffee. I was.
Oh, you
stuck.
hurt yourself?
You buy coffee.
Is it from McDonald's? You can sue.
No, it was homemade on my Keurig.
You can sue yourself.
Shop.
So,
I'm sure someone has actually tried to sue themselves. Probably corporation versus individual. I can see that. I actually can see that.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think that would make sense.
Yeah.
That also like a good movie, good comedy. Gosh, who were the? I can't. Okay, there was Brianna, and then who did she wrestle? Or whatever the girl with the long ponytail. Who's the girl with the red hair? The one that she got her hair cut off.
Oh, Becky.
Yeah, Becky. Those two wrestled, and for some reason, I thought that in response, Becky would cut off her long ponytail, but it didn't happen because remember
It didn't happen at all.
She cut her hair in one of their matches, and I was surprised that they had scissors running around in a match like in the wrestling. I was like, why are you out there with scissors running at each other? That's kind of stupid, but anyway, I thought that was interesting. I think no, because I think Christine, the one that fought Rousey she had a good butt, and then Flair had a good butt, and the red hair had a nice long legs. That's what I thought. That's important wrestling information you need to know.
Oh yeah, I was reading the article and I heard long legs. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But that was also a pretty good match against both those two. I mean, like I said, those Saturday matches were all very good, and they lasted longer than the Saturday ones. The Saturday ones didn't seem to last that long, but it seemed like the ones on Saturday lasted at least 20 minutes. I felt that. Didn't you, Speedy, think they were like almost in the 20-ish minute range?
Yeah, there's been a lot of that going on, not just with major promotions, but on the independent scene too as well, where they're like, well, we only have so much time. I guess promoters have the mindset now where, okay, well, gotta wrap it up. We gotta wrap it up. People are going to get tired, and then they're going to want to go home.
Right. But I guess, I know this is my first WrestleMania, so I wasn't used to 1 day versus 2. But after watching this one, if Sunday's going to suck, we can do without it. I don't know if sucks is too strong a word, but it's not. It's exciting. I was pumped up after Saturday. I'm telling you, I watched Saturday, and I was all pumped up. And I was charged up for Sunday, and it's like, come on, really? But you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But anyway, and I like that. I like that they let Undertaker come out and take his, get his dues and go into the Hall of Fame. That was awesome.
That was awesome. Very awesome. Well deserved time too that he got.
Yeah.
But yeah, promoters have. I think they felt that way for quite a while now. But I'm okay with it. I mean, years ago when APW, yes, we were close enough by Scorekeeper, but I didn't know Scorekeeper at that time. Where APW actually took over the Bakersfield Dome.
Yeah, you're closer to Bakersfield than I.
Yeah, I mean, but that show because.
Oh, maybe not. No, I don't know.
You don't know where.
I know where Bakersfield is, but I didn't know who was closer. But I do apologize. I interrupted.
Okay, I know. I just had to mess with you there. The way you looked at the camera, you're like, what?
Yeah. I'm engrossed with this damn story of the owner suing himself. Basically, I posted.
Yeah, I'm reading that too right now.
Yeah, it's actually there's a lot to it. It is kind of funny.
It is.
It's really cool. There's a lot of legal commentary on this, and it happened back in the 1970s. It's really good stuff.
That sounds about right, doesn't it? About the time. That's like a period for it to happen.
Yes. Now there's a settling with yourself The guy says, when Maxwell's personal lawyer filed a lawsuit, the company lawyer suggested settling out of court. Both lawyers agreed that the company was negligent and needed to compensate Maxwell. This created the situation of Maxwell negotiating a payout with himself. This would make for quite a comical scene. Maxwell is in the room with 2 lawyers coming up with a payout figure. Lawyer 1, can you please leave the room so I can confer in private with my client? Lawyer 2 leaves, and Lawyer 1 and Maxwell chat. A few minutes later, Lawyer 2, now can you please leave the room so I can confer in private with my client? Lawyer 1 leaves, and Lawyer 2 and Maxwell chat. It seems like a sketch from Monty Python scene.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The scene seems absurd. It is important to remember it was perfectly legitimate.
That was a good call there, Raj.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
That's right. His name's Vince, not Jim.
Yeah. I looked it up, folks, and it was like right there.
Wow.
Yeah. And the article was written just late last year. It's a fun little read. It's an easy read, folks. It is. It's actually very well written, if I may say, by Ash Gerberg, and it's cool. So a little bit non-related. Sorry.
So
we do have about 8-9 minutes left. Go ahead, Almighty.
I was going to ask, do you have any baseball news to shoot the shout out for us?
Major League Baseball got going. There was some really good stuff yesterday. As a matter of fact, Tony mentioned he was partying into the early hours this morning because of the win by the Tigers at home. A really exciting one. There's a lot of stuff going on in baseball right now. We did talk briefly on the professionals of the first 3 players officially suspended this year. All received 80-game suspensions or free agents. Big Dawg doesn't understand why they get to serve their 80-day suspension even though they're not free agents. He feels that they should be signed to a team in a contract somewhere and then serve out the suspension. So it's, well, some other people see it, well, the season's playing. They don't have a team. They're not getting paid, so they're de facto serving the suspension. Because if they're suspended, teams aren't going to sign them anyway. Unless they were super, super awesome free agents.
And like I mentioned, those players were nothing to worry about. So
yeah,
I don't think anything's going to happen with those players.
Now, there was an article that is, I'm going to leave it to everyone.
Oh, did you see that one where they almost got that no-hitter? Which teams was it? Gosh dang it. San Diego almost got that no-hitter yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, did you get to watch any of that or keep track of it?
No. Again, I've been jammed. I have my TV here.
Even for a no-no?
Even for a no-no.
Man.
My appointments, I don't have it on in the background. Yeah.
Do you watch baseball, Speedy?
Yes, I do. I'm very happy that the Giants won their opener on Thursday.
That's right. You like San Francisco in baseball.
Yeah.
Not in football. So I guess that's where my mind had a fart and I couldn't. I'm sorry about that. That was bad of me. You think I'd show. But so yeah, they did win their opener?
Yes, they did.
All right. So are they tied for first place or do they have first place by themselves?
By themselves, but
Okay. Well, enjoy that while you can.
Yeah, we'll see where that goes. I mean, the season just started, so.
True, you got a long way to go.
Mm-hmm. Long way to go indeed.
Yep.
But like I was trying to say earlier, is that when APWA went to the Bakersfield Dome,
okay, yeah,
we decided to do an extra match for people because people were still at the Bakersfield Dome, and it's like, well, they don't want to leave. I guess we'll do an extra one.
Oh man.
I mean, I was okay with all that. You know, I still am. That's why sometimes you'll see me on Facebook and, like in the past, where I go, okay, well, I'm back at Anthony's. I'm going to spend the night here at his house. His parents are cool with it because it is 2 o'clock in the morning, and his parents don't feel safe with me driving home because of, well, idiots on the road. Remember, I said last week that even though that's about the time I left the Uncharted movie because I went to see that. The only showing they had was at 9 p.m. And of course, all my friends now live down by Scorekeeper. They went back to Southern California. Traitors, but that's okay. So that's why. And then my family's nowhere near me either. So, but nobody wants to go to a 9 p.m. movie. So I was like, well, you guys are nowhere near me, and family's nowhere near me. So that's why I went alone. But then, right after I took that picture, 3 random people showed up, and I was like, okay, well, so much for showing the picture, because now I don't have the theater to myself anymore. Ugh. But it's okay. Yeah, because when some guy, like I said last week, he just stopped in the middle of the road and slammed on his brakes. Probably trying to get insurance fraud for me. So I just went around him, honked at him, and sped off. But I do have one more thing to go over, if you guys don't have anything else related.
Go for it.
All right. Well, 3 MLW wrestlers are fired over a legitimate attack that took place last weekend. Yes, I know. The same weekend as WrestleMania. It's very serious for a lot of factors because wrestling is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to make you believe what is actually happening when it's really not. In order to make it work, they're tasked with making the fans care about what they're seeing while also telling the story, but also keeping your opponent safe. This didn't work out too well, and it goes off the rails, and it got into a really bad moment in a hurry. Because all the members of the La Parka family, La Park Sr., La Park Jr., and El Hoyo La Park, which are not related to WCW's La Parka, he's his own guy by himself. This is actually the real La Park family. Major League Wrestling, MLW, fired all of them after they legitimately attacked 2 wrestlers. The owner, Court Bearer, has confirmed the story. The 3 were scheduled to do a run-in with Jacob Fatu versus Park. Park would team with Alex Hammerstone to make the save, but the trio went into business for themselves by doing legitimate punches and legitimate chair shots, which Baylor said he couldn't handle, and all 3 of the La Park family members were immediately sent home and fired on the spot.
Wow.
And what makes this so much worse is that Hammerstone and Fatu didn't actually get to finish their storyline with them now because they're fired. And this really sucks because this show that MLW put on actually took place on my birthday.
Uh-oh. Was that a good thing?
I wouldn't think so, because if had I been in Texas right now, I would have been like, oh boy, what's going on here? What happened? I probably would have gotten the scoop before anybody else, but I'm not in Texas, so.
Okay, yeah, that's true. You could have been the man on the spot.
Exactly.
Oh, Alaska.
You know what? Take a drink.
That's right.
And if we used real alcohol, we'd never finish the show. Wake up, Raj. But anyway, we'd all be saying that to each other trying to get up.
Do you gentlemen wish to continue the program? You guys may if you'd like. Oh, Almighty just had to get out right now.
Yeah, he had to step back.
I'm going to wait for him to get back, but continue.
Yeah.
By all means.
No, it's a very sad situation where, you know, and I know Scorekeeper's the only one here. Sorry, Scorekeeper. Or I can always throw coffee under the table too. That would.
Whoa! You're gonna throw me and coffee into the table?
Well, either one. I don't know.
Oh, bring it on! Bring it on, Speedy.
All right, since you volunteered.
I didn't volunteer. I'm saying bring it on. Come on, Homie Claus.
See, it's like this, ladies and gentlemen. We're exchanging words with each other, but then if we actually meet face to face, and I say, well, just go ahead and hit me with the chair, but you don't actually protect me with the chair. You give me a real chair shot.
Yeah, with a metal chair, like I sat on for 5 hours. But continue.
But then let's say you're one of the park family members, and then you turn me over, and I go, punch me. But then he punches me for real. Ugh.
Yeah.
That would look bad, because then my face would be all bloody, and people would be screaming, oh my God, there's all this blood. So, and Almighty's laughing, so that's a good thing.
Is it? Maybe it is. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Oh.
Yes. Bringing us memories of Mr. Rogers.
Okay, so if I really hit you, go on. There's a point to this. What do I get? Do I get a prize?
No, because you can't hit someone for real because it's predetermined. As you heard us talk about earlier, where Kevin Owens and Steve Austin were actually playing each other on the stage and on the floor, that's real. But, I forgot to ask Almighty, did you see Yuda's match on Wednesday on Dynamite?
Nope. The only thing I have watched is WrestleMania. I don't get the channels for the only thing I'd be able to watch right now is Raw on Monday.
Oh, you don't get TNT?
No. I to watch WrestleMania. I subscribed to Peacock for $4.99.
Oh.
So that was my workaround because I wasn't going to pay $60 for it, but but $4.99 and watch a few other things on the cock. Yeah, why not?
You got that reaction out of Scorekeeper.
Yeah.
You use the name. Obviously, we muted part of what you said, so it's legal.
Didn't. How would you mute it?
Obviously, we did not. Didn't. Obviously, we did not, Almighty.
I was going to say there'll be some. I'll be putting a bunch of loopholes in your butt.
I've been sitting on it all day, dude. Be good. I am getting tired. I really am because this is all.
Oh, really? Thanks for the heads up. Thanks for the heads up, coffee. Yeah, you too, Roger. I'm trying to cover my butt here. Come on.
ESPN basically has the same story. We're in the first few minutes of this story, and the quarterback had, Mr. Haskins had talent. He was the 17th overall pick, and he was signed by Washington. His first season didn't get much playing time. He was released in the second season, and he was signed by the Steelers, who did not use him, but he was with the Steelers, and he was going to be in line as a possible replacement. So we'll never know now.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, the one article I was going to bring up is that they were trying to tell me that Trubisky would inherit Ben Roethlisberger's legacy, and
I read that too.
I couldn't see it. I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline. I think it had it somewhere else, but I kept thinking, not yet. We can't have nothing to this guy yet because he may not even be. Because at that point, he may not have been the starter. So
Yeah. And, I love it when these writers really have nothing to say, and it shows. And that's one of the reasons why I say, look, when you say the Dwayne Haskins of the world and the Mariano Riveras of the world and all this, it's what are you saying? Nothing. They're filler words. And as I've challenged people, you are really saying nothing. Come on, make your point. And if you have to use, oh, well, like the Mariano Riveras of the world, who the hell are they? There was only one greatest reliever of all time. Who else are you talking about? Do you say the Ronda Rouseys of the world? What do you mean the Ronda Rouseys? She had an awesome move. And when they finally found out how to beat it, then, the Ronda Rouseys of the world were done. But what do you mean when you say the Ronda Rouseys of the world?
Well, you can't be a one-trick pony.
Yeah. Anyway, are you gentlemen
What
going
do
to
you mean,
continue
yeah?
the program? That was a filler word. It was looking for me not to say anything.
All right.
Are you gentlemen going to continue the program?
I thought you wanted to talk afterwards. Do you want to? I don't care. I have about a half hour. We can discuss stuff if you wanted to. If not, we'll just say adios.
You guys go ahead. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking maybe it was how we were going to do the program when I'm up north. But maybe we can practice next week. I just want to make sure you guys can do the program because I'm going to be coming in as a guest. I may be in a frozen car, but
I see what you're saying. You want to make sure things go like they're supposed to.
Well, that it just works. So, but beyond that, gentlemen, I am out. I want to thank you, Speedy, of course. It's wonderful when you join us, and of course, Almighty. It's absolutely awesome, both of you. I had a lot of fun. I thank everyone in the chat room, folks. I gotta go and
well, have a good day there, Raj, man.
Show
them who's boss.
Yeah, I have to. All right, guys. I'll see you guys on the other side.
All right, don't work too hard.
Yep.
If only.
Drink more coffee. That's what you need. Joe. Yeah.
Joe. Yeah, Joe. Ugh. So, now that we're here, we have nothing to say.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered it all today.
How many wrestling leagues do you watch?
Oh, everything. Everything. There's All Japan, there's New Japan. Also, since you brought us back to that, I'm not sure what Tony Khan's plan is, but when I was watching, their Friday night special after SmackDown last night, AEW has said that Tony Khan is preparing to do this next week on Wednesday night for Dynamite to have the ROH World Television title be defended on Dynamite next Wednesday night on TNT. I mean, after all, he did just buy the company, so.
Yeah, I think Big Dawg was talking about him last week when he was on. So what's he gonna? So he's gonna do what now?
Well, everybody assumed, and it's not my fault. It's nobody's fault, really. But we've all seen this happen before when WWE bought ECW and WCW, because at the time Eric Bischoff was seriously trying to talk to Fox and talk to all these other networks to have them at least have their own brand and network to be separate from WWE, but that didn't work because all his buddies had backed out of it and no longer wanted part of the deal. So that's why WWE was like, well, we'll just buy all of your library then. And the same thing really happened for ECW because Paul Heyman didn't have anything really either. So Vince just buys the library asset from ECW, and that's why they own the rights to that.
Okay.
And the same thing is now happening with ROH. Everybody thought ROH was going to be their own separate promotion, but after with the announcement that was made last night on AEW's Friday night show, Rampage, on Rampage before they went off the air, they said that next Friday will be special because next Friday and Wednesday they're doing special start time for both Rampage and Dynamite on Wednesday. So Wednesday and Friday, earlier start time for AEW. But that there's no change will be added to their YouTube channel, which takes place on Monday and Tuesday. Which is what Coffee's been telling you about in the chat room here.
Okay.
But we now know that's not going to happen because, I mean, everybody, like I said, everybody assumed that ROH would be their own separate brand, their own company, like they always were. But now Tony Khan has said that Todd Grisham, not Todd Grisham, I mean, whatever his name is, I forgot his name, but he'll be defending the ROH World Television Championship on Dynamite. But Tony Khan has not said who his opponent's going to be. So this will be interesting to find out what's going to happen on Wednesday and on Friday. So yeah, there's a lot of rookies on opening day this week on Thursday. Thank you for that, Coffee.
Coffee, did any rookies stand out? Or are they still getting used to the big time?
Well, knowing Coffee, you're probably going to say no.
Any other AEW news? At first, I thought you were saying A and W, like the root beer, but I did like yesterday when you. But anyway, that's just me being. I don't know why I thought that, but that was just me. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think I figured Coffee would say no. He said Bobby Willett Jr. only got one hit, but it was a game-winning double. Ah, well. Game-winning double. That's pretty good.
Yep. Do you play any of that fantasy baseball there, Coffee? You seem like you're a pretty informed fan. But I don't know if that translates into you playing fantasy at all, but I thought I'd ask. So,
yeah, I don't think he's ever played fantasy anything. Not even.
I don't know. Hey, I don't know. I'm just asking questions just to see what's going on around here. So you expect big things from the Giants this year there, Speedy?
Oh, yeah. I expect a lot.
So do you go to a lot of games during the summer?
Well, now that things are going back to normal, I probably will.
That's good to hear. It's good that we're actually trying to get to some kind of normal so we can go out again instead of, stuck in our houses and listening to talking heads more, so trying to give information that they know nothing about. But yeah,
right.
So how far are you from San Francisco?
About 45 minutes to an hour.
Depending on traffic, of course. Yeah, all right.
Right. That's why Scorekeeper and Big Dawg always talk about the public transit train. I can get there faster if I take the public transit train.
Okay.
I can get there in about 30 minutes. But you gotta wait for the train to stop and.
Oh man, that's too bad. So continue. I'm sorry.
Wait for people to get off and some people to get on, and then you have some people who do this on BART. And then they're like, oh, I missed my stop, damn it. And then they get all mad. Well, you're the one sleeping on Bart. I don't know. And then the other 10% of people that are sleeping on the BART trains are homeless and jerkies that don't know what they're doing at all. So, Houston Astros rookie shortstop Jeremy Pena went 0-4 on opening day, making a great field play that yesterday was a triple short of a cycle.
That's pretty good, but too bad he didn't get the cycle. That would have been huge.
Yeah, that would have been huge. And my good friend, the Alan Martin, you guys remember, he's been on my show plenty of times in the past. He actually went to the full WrestleMania, since he lived there in Dallas. So he got to do the whole thing. Good for you, Alan Martin. The Alan Martin, that's what he liked to be called.
Does he?
Yeah, we're about to bring him on the show.
Okay.
Get his thoughts on WrestleMania since he was there in person. Oh, Tiger Woods, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I saw it. I didn't post it. I should have, but I guess what he's doing better than they thought he would, since they weren't even sure he was going to be there until right up to the last minute. Is that correct? Or
I don't know. That would be a question for the other two guys who are not here.
Oh.
But
I think I heard on a sports program that they weren't sure. And that was like Wednesday or Thursday. They were still trying to figure that out. But I mean, he's not. He's at. But still, he's playing again, which people thought he would never do.
Oh, really? Well, like I said,
well, that car accident screwed him up, man. That thing just screwed him all up. And he's been out for what, 2 years now, guys? Has it been out longer than that? I don't remember. But
I don't know. That's why I said that's a question for Scorekeeper and Big Dawg. They follow closely with golf. I don't really care for golf.
All right. When is the next WWE big wrestling event?
The next one is going to be WWE Backlash. That's the next pay-per-view.
Okay. And when is that?
Well, they're trying to make up dates for it right now.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
It'll probably be sometime next month because they were trying to stick another Saudi Arabia show in between now and WrestleMania Backlash, but
wow.
That's why it goes back to what I said about with Seth Rollins this week. That we're saying we have too much wrestling.
Yeah,
I think he's right. I think Raw should go back to 2 hours.
He had a good match too on WrestleMania.
Yeah, he did.
So, well,
I can't wait for that.
Go ahead.
I can't wait for that for WrestleMania to be put on DVD so I can buy it. And I can watch it over and over and over.
Wow, right now, the Cock has all WrestleManias to watch.
Yeah, and then Coffee
go, and Big Dawg told me to make sure I watch the third one.
I'm sure he did.
Yep.
And Coffee just posted in the chat room. He said, the Apple T Plus crew, Apple now has Friday games for whatever reason. So I'll have to ask my neighbor down the hall. He has an Apple TV. Maybe I can sneak a peek at it.
But peek through the window and go, don't change the channel. Don't change the channel.
No, we actually have hallways here in my apartment, so I can't actually. Yeah.
Hmm.
And if this was made like my dad's apartment, then yeah, because everybody has windows when my dad was alive. But here in my apartment now, there are windows, but they're all for outside, just to look out the window. If you live in an outside apartment,
Oh, okay.
like my windows, for example, my windows only face our parking lot. That's why you see a lot of videos and pictures on my Facebook from the parking lot. But him and my other neighbors, they all get pictures of the street. That's why when I told you guys last year that they all came ringing my doorbell and they were like, "You gotta come outside with us. You gotta hurry up." And that's when I took that night video footage of the cops next door at O'Reilly's, because they can see all the action before I do, because I'm on this side of the apartment.
Wow.
So I had to hurry up, put my shoes on. I just threw on my shorts and just ran downstairs. He said, "Nah, Almighty's in Ohio. I'm surprised how cheap Jose Ramirez signed for."
Well, right now the Indians are in their cheap mode, rebuilding. So every year it'll go up, but right now they're in a like I said, a rebuild mode, and they do have one of the third bottom in payroll, but that's how they do it. So in a few years they'll be paying triple that and hopefully be a contender for the World Series again. But we'll see. We'll see how it all works out.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's how it is for all teams right now. Especially my team, because my team, we don't have Ramirez anymore. Buster Posey left us for Milwaukee, I think. Erickson, I don't know where Michael Erickson went to. I think he went to Boston. I hope not, though. That's one of my brother-in-law's team. My tall sister, her husband likes Boston. And Coffee just posted in the chat room too that Jose signed a contract extension the other day. But he signed it for less than he would have gotten if he was a free agent. Yeah, that's the other thing we didn't talk about. There's a lot of free agents for almost every sport.
Yeah, and now that all baseball players are in a flurry because the lockout, what, a month ago or so. So they're still out there. They've been hanging around for that because of the lockout. They've been waiting for several months to get to start signing. So, and that might have hurt them because every teams are taking other actions. But anyway, well, sometimes if they took less money than the Indians, the tribe got lucky. I will not call them the Guardians. I refuse.
Yeah.
So, anything else there, Speedy?
No, we pretty much covered it all today. We actually did cover everything today.
Yeah, it's good to hear some wrestling news. I think since I watched WrestleMania, I might watch some more wrestling. I'll probably talk some more about it, and that way we can talk about it. I did mention an idea. I don't know if you'd be interested in it, but Big Dawg and maybe me doing a wrestling show, and maybe doing a wrestling show where we do a program while wrestling's on and make comments. But I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, how far it's going to go. But I just wanted to let you know and see what your thoughts on it were. If you need to think about it or whatever, but that was just an idea I had, but doesn't matter. I just wanted to know what you thought about it.
Okay, yeah, we'll think about that.
Yeah, because I don't know your schedule. It seems like you have a pretty busy schedule work wise.
Right. So we never know.
Well, at least during the week, and plus you weren't able to join us for a lot of Saturdays.
Right. Yeah. But that's all taken care of now. So I think my Saturdays are pretty much free.
That's cool because you not being here was quite a bummer.
Oh well, I appreciate that.
Well, they were, but it's always to try to get as many of the team on as we can. That way we can discuss all facets of sports because we each seem to have our own strengths.
Exactly. Well, do you have anything else to add?
No, you have a good. I'm going to say, everybody, you have a safe week. Hope to see you next Saturday. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time then too.
Yes, we
And
will.
I appreciate the people that showed up, like Coffee and Tony and Alicia. I think that was it. We didn't really have that many people comment today, but I'm glad you showed up. Set us straight too in a couple items. So always need that.
Mhm. Yep. Well, thank you for that, Tony. Enjoy your weekend as well, everyone. Take care and be safe, and we'll see you all next week.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.